It's gonna be me
How do ghosts
session.
reproduce? Like, do you think they just kind of like stare at each other for a while?
Please no.
Please stop.
Oh, look! Check out my ghost on my character. It's at the bottom left. Not my tab.
I did check it out. It looked like a bomb.
It's not. It's a ghost and a little shark.
I figured that might be.
So Dexter,
It kind of looked like a bomb, though.
No, it's just because
inspecting my guardian. Can you tell I liked the black armory?
Just a little bit.
Just ignore the ghost, the ship, the sparrow, the fact I have blacksmith.
Yeah, I mean, just saying. 801, best girl. Don't at me.
Oh gosh, I don't know why I walked into this one. I walked directly into you saying something like this.
I don't even know what any of this means.
We'll go show you her later. She's real nice. Ever since the economy turned to crap and everything got sunset, 801 has become a sewer or something, and now makes ornaments. I gotta stop using vernacular.
Yeah, please. Anyway, Hive Worm Gun from that trailer.
Yeah, I want
grenade launcher.
Someone turned it into a baby. Someone turned it into a baby Elixir launcher.
I know, and I hate it. Why?
I love it so much.
Bruh.
Also, Cuddle X Zavala, please.
You stop.
All right, and with that, we are.
I want to see how that would play out.
I'm gonna. Oh, we're live.
Yeah, we're live.
We've been live the whole time.
Well, I mean, yeah, we have, but now the chat is also alive. So, hello everyone, welcome back to another TTV PSN fan community game night. Title which never gets any shorter, but thankfully it also doesn't get longer. I am Prince15, once again joined by Coca-Cola.
I have absolutely no idea what's happening.
Neither do I, so in that we are united. We are also joined today by Daxter Corp HD. Okay, I can't wait to turn him into glue. And joining us from the world of the faraway land of PC World, we are also joined by the one, the only, the Pelicar.
And you see, that is why that canonically, a cosmic horse is the most powerful entity in all of Destiny.
Yeah, so, I didn't think we would be here. We've thrown around the idea a couple times of doing a Destiny game night.
Presented by Sony.
Yes, presented by PlayStation. We've thrown around the idea a couple times of doing a Destiny game night before, but it's just never really materialized for one reason or another, whether it be lack of interest or... I mean, yes, that is mostly lack of interest on my part. But we just didn't have enough people together to play. I mean, it seemed like there for a hot minute we were maybe going to do it like late into last year. But that didn't end up happening, so I just kind of wrote it off. I just kind of wrote it off. I was like, okay, it's not going to happen, whatever, it's not a big deal. But then Monday, Sony comes out of the gate Monday and going, oh hey, guess what? We just bought Bungie. So I'm like, okay, well, time to play Destiny 2 and discuss this, I guess. So Daxter,
my clan was terrified.
Yeah, so now you know how I felt when Microsoft said they bought Activision.
Yeah, so, at first I was like, Prentice is just over-exaggerating. It's not that bad. And then this happened, and I was like, oh, I am terrified of the future.
Yeah, so consolidation's great, isn't it, guys? So Daxter, if I'm correct, you're fire team leader, which is a very scary thought. So go ahead and set our hyperspace coordinates or whatever and get us into something. So we just don't.
Would you children like to get bounties?
No, we're not doing bounties.
Oh, where's the fun in that? Plus, they can see the monuments to Lost Light.
You mean the thing that they're not going to be able to do by the end of this? Still?
I mean, probably. Yeah, let's take him into VOG, why don't we?
No,
We're
no,
a high enough light level.
Daxter, no, Daxter, give me the controls. Daxter, give me the controls now.
Alright, what would you guys like to start off with? We can go with we can mess around in a place. We can do Dares of Eternity to start us off light. We got Gambit, and we have Crucible, as of now.
Private matches. Oh, wait, yeah,
and regular.
Game modes you got.
Yeah.
Oh, no bigger game modes are currently... Oh, wait, Control. Forgot Control existed.
Yeah, no, we can still do stuff like we can still play Control.
Yeah.
Private match.
What
are you guys feeling like tonight?
I haven't played this game in 4 years, so it really is just whatever I am bowing to the whims of the fire team leader.
All right. Let's go see Space Force.
Kill each other. Okay.
I'm just here to talk about how great Monopoly is.
The board game or the concept?
Yes.
Yes.
I think it's overrated. Sorry was way better.
It's a great teaching tool, though.
I'm more of a life person, really.
Yes, thank you, Peel.
Yeah.
I never hear people talk about the game of life.
Yes, because Game of Life plays me.
And Mother Russia, Game of Life plays you.
I didn't get a say in this.
Cope.
Seethe.
So yeah. Anyway, I think we should just go ahead and get right into the discussion now that we're in transit. So of course, about 2.5 weeks ago, Microsoft just bamboozles everyone right out of the start of the new year, going, "Oh, hey, just to prove how powerful we are and always have been, we just bought the largest video games publisher in the world based on revenue based on revenue from 2021." And so Call of Duty, we just own that now, or at least we will in fiscal year 2023 whenever the deal is finalized. If the FTC doesn't get in the way, which it seems like they may be getting in the way of that potentially now.
Really?
Yeah, they are legitimately...
Please, no, inform me. Everyone's kind of shut up about it?
Yeah, no, there's actual government investigations into this now.
Holy crap.
It's Activision, let's be real here. No one will miss it.
Any challenge, if the price is right.
Am I wrong?
I mean, you're not too wrong.
Am I wrong after all of the things that came out last year? Am I wrong?
I mean, no. I mean, because that's what I was saying when we did our last stream, is that another reason why I'm not exactly happy about Microsoft just swooping in and buying Activision is that no one that did anything wrong at Activision is going to learn a lesson. The industry as a large is not going to learn a lesson, because now the lesson that's going to be taken away is mess up your company enough and hurt enough people, and eventually you can be bought out for $67 billion.
Yep. And that was what sold me on this is a terrible idea.
Yeah.
You make a good point.
So yeah, that was rather unfortunate. So that happened. We discussed that. So we'll see how that goes. But another reason why I wasn't so happy with it is that it's like, well,
I mean, to the flag, guys.
It just
really
come
behind you. Come get your super and stuff.
It just
come over to this.
It really just puts Sony on the back foot in because I mean competition in the industry is healthy. I'm just gonna get that out of the way right now. I'm not someone that goes, oh, everyone should get along and everyone should should be able to share their games, and it's like the console wars. It was like the console war being taken to the extent that that often does with fanboys. In the comments online, that is taking it too far, but I think competition between the two factions is healthy because it helps us get better games. Exactly.
Sorry.
Yeah. It really does. So, but Microsoft just swooping in and buying the largest video game publisher in the world, that's not competition. That's just
a monopoly. That's pretty close, if not already.
Yeah, it's just really that. I mean, it's like playing Little League baseball and you show up with the Red Sox.
I don't even think they're good, but whatever. I'm sure
the point
that was a great
is that
analogy.
the point is that it's Little League baseball, so you've got kids on one team and adults on the other. So it's just not fair.
Why don't you leave the sports analogies to people who regularly ingest large amounts of drugs?
Okay, that's fine. That's fair. But so
I would say me,
just
but I don't like
completely
sports.
What is the joke here?
What?
Elaborate. What is the joke here?
It's been a while since you joined us, Peel. This is just a typical insanity we deal with over here, where Daxter says something, I just kind of go along with it because I have no other response, because I don't even understand it myself. So I'm just like, okay, we're just gonna move on because it's better to move on than to get bogged down.
Oh no.
You could take this as someone who dopes. You could also take this as someone who takes regular recreational drugs seriously, like a certain Spotify podcaster.
Okay, we're definitely not touching on that.
Moving on.
Yeah, so...
Sorry, that's just what came to mind. I won't get too political later. 2 drinks later. You know, the Ewoks deserved it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh.
So yeah, and so with buying Activision, it puts Sony in such a bad position because now the number one and number 2 best-selling games of 2021 being Cold War and Vanguard, both of those games now belong to your competition.
Vanguard is sold?
Yeah,
that's what's sad.
It's sold less than previous years, but it's still sold enough to be the number 1 selling game of the year because that's just how much Call of Duty sells.
I hate Call of Duty so much.
Yeah, that's
my
every
question,
year that Rockstar doesn't release a game. It's
correct.
Called that.
Oh, so like, anytime they don't re-release Grand Theft
GTA
Auto
5.
Right.
Fun fact.
Which is which is like a month and a half away from getting another re-release.
Yeah, okay, so here's the funny thing.
Right.
I still think... Okay, so you know how GTA Definitive Edition came out a while ago?
Yeah.
Or, kinda. You know what was originally supposed to come into that date? Go on that date?
What?
GTA 5 ports.
Oh. I didn't realize it got delayed.
Yep. Woo!
Ow.
Cheat.
I hit the wall. No. Get out there. Yes, I made it. So,
nice. Be careful. There's like a.
Didn't make it. Okay, I hate this place.
Be careful. There's a little. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. So like I said when we were off air, this is what I was spawned into when I hadn't played the game in 4 years. This is the first thing I was spawned into.
This was a really weird thing, but this mistake of Bungie's came up to one of the most wholesome. Yeah.
It's like, why is there a cosmic horse? What is with this?
Alright, so it's a reference, actually, to a previous DLC.
Of course it is.
To, like, Season of the Drifter.
What? Okay.
And the funniest part is it was just there, too. It was just, there was nothing said about it. It was just Drifter, he said, a horse, and that's it. That was it. That was all we ever saw of that horse until, like, now, when it's suddenly God.
Okay.
Yeah, it's weird.
Speaking of drugs, Bungie's clearly on something.
This event has been super fun, I'm not gonna lie. It is weird as balls.
Yeah,
I love it.
This is not how it usually is, but like it's just funny and great. I love it.
Bungie's like, we're turning 30, we can do what we want.
Oh man, I got a little excited because I thought it said resilient shark, but it's a resilient shank. The 4 makes way more sense now because I'm like, what? What is that even?
So
a resilient shark? This is a shark that just won't die. Yes.
There's a funny thing about like all the leaks that came out for this and Witch Queen like a little bit ago, before we found out about this, right?
Yeah. What about it?
A lot of this stuff still happened, but some of the stuff that didn't happen was explicit like Halo themed armors and all that.
Oh.
Like everything else happened, but like
Halo was the only one that didn't get touched outside of the 2 weapons or 4 weapons.
Yeah,
2.5.
outside of that, like that stuff didn't happen. Which, considering how long deals usually make, I'm starting to see why they didn't end up in the game.
Yeah, the good segue back to our main topic.
Halfway through, they probably got approached by Sony.
Yeah, so thank you for the segue back to the main topic.
Yeah.
So the Activision acquisition from Microsoft put Sony in such a bad position that they had to respond with something eventually, because they're in a no-win, because it really kind of put them in a no-win situation. No matter, because if they didn't do anything and we're like, we're just going to continue doing what we've always done, we're going to focus on making great games and great hardware, and they don't do anything, then that makes them look weak. But then if they go
the mines,
now what we're going to do, we're going to start buying stuff too. Oh, hey, I got a cannon. Awesome. We're going to start buying up different studios and publishers too to compete. Then that just puts them in a bad position, because it's like, well, look, now they're just as bad as Microsoft. They're adding to the consolidation of the industry, and everyone just kind of loses. So, but I will say though, I did not see Bungie coming. That was not on my bingo card for things that they could have bought.
We were all thinking it was going to be Square, right?
Yeah, Square or Capcom or something, a publisher. Not well. I mean, Bungie's been independent, so they self-publish. But I mean, they're more known as the developer.
You know what? Hold on to that little thought there. I still wouldn't be surprised if they were going to acquire Squeenix or.
Well, and that's potentially still on the table, but.
Didn't a thing come out that said that Sony's going to be probably buying up a few?
Oh yeah, they're not done. Yep. That was because that's the thing that really concerns me, is that because, in all honesty, the way they've gone about acquiring Bungie and the things that they say, at least, that they're going to do, this is like, okay, I don't like this, but this is probably the best case scenario. This isn't
both of them.
This isn't horrible. I don't like that it's happening, but if it has to happen, this is probably the best scenario we could ask for. But then Jim Ryan's like, oh, and we're not done. We're going to be making other announcements later in the year. I'm like, curse you, Jim Ryan.
Yeah,
so,
and the fact that he's kind of saying that, like, be excited for this, too. It's like,
no,
it just makes it even worse.
Yeah. I just got teleported. Why? I just lost all my health.
I got you.
So.
I revived the random.
So of course I was not happy with this, and I'm not even particularly a Bungie person, because prior to yesterday, the last time I had played Destiny 2 had been 4 years ago when Forsaken came out in 2017. But Daxter, Peel, you two are both big Destiny people. You've been playing for a long time. So that's why I definitely wanted to have both of you on today. So when the announcement was made, I want to start with Peel, since
when Bungie was bought by
Sony. Exactly. I want to start with Peel, because he doesn't join us. Because Daxter's kind of a mainstay here, but Peel jumps in and out whenever he has the time. So I do want to start with you, Peel. What were your initial thoughts? What are your overall thoughts on this deal, and how?
Initially, before I really read anything about it and saw more about it, I was terrified, to say the least, because originally, when Destiny 1 launched, it got constantly had Sony exclusive stuff for a little bit.
Pre-order and get this certain weapon on PlayStation.
No. It's worse than that.
I'm pretty sure
it's gonna be metal. It's gonna be metal.
A year before it got added to Xbox.
Oh
I
yeah,
should
that's
remember.
right. I forgot about that.
I had to deal with that. Metal.
And by the time that it got added to Xbox, it was terrible.
Yeah, because they were underpowered at that point.
Yeah, it was so broken originally, but then it got nerfed.
Yep.
By the time it was added, so I was like, yeah. And even then, Destiny 2 for a little bit when they were under Activision. It all loops back. It all loops back. It also had Sony exclusive stuff where it was a strike
Yeah.
What was that
exclusive
strike?
in,
Do you remember?
The
it was,
PlayStation exclusive strike.
It was Wormhaven, I think.
Oh, no one cares about Wormhaven. Wait.
Yeah, no one cares about it, but
Which is
still,
why
like,
it was exclusive to
a
PlayStation.
bunch of people I knew didn't even know that the exclusive strike existed until they put the boss from it originally into one of the events as, like, one of the random bosses, because, like, yeah. But, like, my clan was, like, freaking out because, it did not sound good at first, because a lot of specific phrasing was said that just was very suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
Rather sus. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'll see my.
No, I was
just,
thinking.
I
was gonna say it, but then I was like, nah.
I'll just.
But after after more and more about it came out, and we learned more, I'm like, I am perfectly fine with this because it's basically just a win-win for everyone. Bungie gets like more funding probably.
Yeah, they got that Sony money now.
Peel, look on me.
Yeah.
What are you running, Peel? Or Prentice, I meant.
Of course.
Okay, perfect. You stand next to one of the two. Get out your rocket launchers.
It doesn't work with exotics.
I know, I meant for Loka and... Oh crap, Prentice, what are you using, Truth?
I don't know what any of these words mean. It's a great big rock. I have the biggest guns possible. I'm a Titan. Weapons are part of my religion.
I just shot the floor. I'm okay.
This is the way.
No, you guys... Okay, so it's funny. One of the greatest Destiny in jokes is Titans are so dumb they eat crayons. And
It's just a community joke. Don't think too hard about it.
I just like that I can throw a flaming hammer at people.
Oh,
Yeah,
that flaming hammer broke the game at one point.
Oh, did it?
Actually, does it still do that?
Listen, listen. Everything's broken the game at one point. As
and
much as I
Telesto's...
like this game, I absolutely hate this game, and its code is made of spaghetti.
So, no wonder Sony bought it. If its code is made of spaghetti, then that makes perfect sense why Sony bought them. Because that's the PlayStation Network in a nutshell. The code is made of spaghetti.
The things that happen in this game make you wonder, how did that even get coded in to happen? Like,
how'd that get past Q&A?
Yeah.
How did someone find that out?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Right now is currently being sold by Zerv for crisp 29
oh gosh,
21
Telesto.
legendary.
I could make an entire essay on how many bugs and things Telesto has done.
You know what's funny? I could probably... I have a research paper I have to do by the end of the semester. I
Do
could
not
probably
make it on
have
Telesto.
Yes! I will make it on Telesto! How Telesto broke Destiny 2 35 different times. And that wouldn't be an over-exaggeration.
Nothing, I think the bugs in this game topped when, there was a bug that let you have, 12 people in a strike.
Yep.
How many are there supposed to be?
3.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
What happened with the bug was, somehow something happened, you could, join onto another fire team. You could get, 6 people or something in, one group, right? And then the 3 that were loading into the strike, you would join on them in your friends list, and it would bring all of you in. So, my entire clan just, 12-manned a really hard strike when there was, a bunch of loot available, and so we just got so much materials and stuff. It was great.
Oh, shoot the strip.
No, I'm gonna.
I'll get the Dare Core.
You can do that.
The Dare Core. I got it. I'm fast. I'm speedy.
Dexter, how about you? What do you think?
I can't repeat the exact words I used when I first read that announcement.
Language.
Hey, Sam.
Thanks, Cap. Watch out for the balls, by the way.
I played enough Black Ops 3 to know where this is going.
Actually, no, I wasn't gonna take it to raps. I was just gonna say I've been killed by Cabals way too many times. And I mean the little drop pods that they come in from, not themselves.
Oh yeah, those things. Yeah, no, I've been killed by those on occasion back in the day.
Killed by those at once.
At one time or another.
It's tradition.
It is so frustrating almost every time it happens.
It's funny.
Also, ladies and gentlemen, if you look off to your left, you will see, or behind you, west, I guess, you will see a Halo reference.
Halo.
Ow.
You will now.
Oh, yeah,
You're
no,
one
I
of
know
us.
about this anyway.
Okay, good. Yeah. Yeah, so I wasn't happy at first.
Listen, if it means I can get my Destiny Anthology series, I'm game.
And I don't know. I'm still not very happy about it. I don't know. I don't trust Jim. I don't trust Jack Ryan right now.
Oh yeah, no, I don't
just say
trust
that.
Jim Ryan. Jim Ryan.
No,
Jack Ryan's a Tom
Ryan.
Clancy character.
Yeah,
I know.
Jack Ryan, we trust him.
Joe Ryan,
Jim
yeah, that's
Ryan,
what we said.
we don't.
John Stoney. I don't trust John Stoney.
But like any of this could change at any point in time. So like, one moment Bungie could basically be its own independent thing. The next thing we know, they're now
Bungie presents Uncharted.
Yep. I don't want
You
that.
know, I was gonna say that like would not make sense, but then I remember that Respawn made a Souls-like Star Wars game, so anything can happen in this world.
Seventh Sarah.
Yeah, stranger things have
Oh.
happened.
That's a show.
Yeah.
Yep,
Look at the floor.
that also happened.
Good night, sir.
Why can't I be on the
You want to
horse?
ride the horsey?
Oh, there we go.
Oh, they added in
Run
the
like the
Bully
wind,
Maguire.
bullseye.
Yeah. Yeah, they added in the Bully Maguire dance.
Destiny 2.
Oh, I got that one too.
Prentice looks so confused. It's great.
Yeah, no, this is. Oh, of course. Okay, yeah, no, I couldn't. No, it cut to the kill feed screen before I could punch you in the
Prentice
face.
instantly closes the stream.
It's like, all right, that's all for today. We're gonna end prematurely because Daxter just went
What?
full weeaboo.
Not really, but. Yep.
So,
Yeah, no. Now hearing that Sony might have bought more studios makes me want to throw my controller across the room, which I know I can't.
yeah, don't do that. Especially
bad.
that dual sense you got.
I think what we should do is, right now, is like, because I probably might have to go soon.
Oh,
Best thing is like probably do a private match, and then you guys can just do whatever, since it'll actually be a smaller team, so you can go into strikes and all that.
okay.
Alright.
So yeah, really quick, Loka. What was your thoughts? Because you, like me, have not touched this game in like 4 years, or something like that. So
I'm sorry, I still can't believe that it's been 4 years since Forsaken came out. Like,
Yeah.
It feels like 2 years ago.
I
It
joined
was
like
4
nearly-
years ago?
Yeah, 2017.
I joined
Wait,
like
no, that doesn't. Wait. Well, I thought it was 2018.
No, or I thought it was 2017. Maybe it was. No. 2017 is when Destiny 2 came out. So yeah, it was 2018 when Forsaken came out. Yeah.
That's okay. That's
So
better.
excuse me, it's been 3 years, not 4.
So I probably joined like either late 2018 or early 2019. Yeah, no, it was early 2019 because like I joined after Bungie announced they were leaving, and then I was like, oh hey, I forgot that like Battle.net gave everyone this game for free at one point, and
The
like
PlayStation
all
Plus,
the
too.
DLC Yeah, and
Yep.
like all the DLC is like super discounted because they're not getting money from it. I might as well pick all this up, and now I have a crippling addiction. I can quit
Hey, it could be
whenever I
worse.
want.
You could be playing League of Legends or Valorant.
Moving on.
Oh no. Oh no.
Listen, you don't understand.
Which-
A friend got me to
which-
play Valorant.
No.
That's how it always
no,
starts.
I
That's how it
don't
always
care.
starts.
Listen, you don't understand. It could have been worse. I could have downloaded League after I watched Arcane. Okay.
You watched
Could have been
Arcane.
worse. It's genuinely good, bro. You can't do this.
That Imagine Dragons song, though.
He's talking about the funny.
So anyway.
Anyway, Bungie.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Loka, what was your thoughts?
I didn't really think much in terms of Destiny 2 because I haven't played this in years. But my first thought was, aside from the genuine shock and surprise of like, whoa, what's going on? I went to like, oh, so this is how the games industry gets consolidated and dies
With thunderous
applause.
Yeah.
I knew.
Begun the consolidation wars has.
Yeah.
Essentially that, like, oh.
Here we go.
Yeah, exactly. Here we go. Thanks, Microsoft, for getting the
Nintendo
ball
now announces they are
rolling.
buying 50 more lawyers to cease and desist Fran projects.
Yes.
Oh, fun fact! So I guess you guys have heard about that whole Gilva Sunner. That was an impersonator.
Haha, got him, GG's.
That wasn't actually Nintendo.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Huh.
Someone was abusing the copyright claim system again.
Yeah, that system can't be tampered with at all. That's totally foolproof. Thanks, YouTube.
Yep. What's sad is that's all that from my research, that's a better alternative than actual copyright law.
You know, I was gonna say, why is this taking so long? Then I remember you guys are on PS4s.
Yes.
I'm on PS5, bro.
Well, yeah, but Loka and I, we apologize for dragging you down with our GPUs from 2013.
Yeah. Apologies. I apologize for being a lowly peasant.
Yes.
Good. Should apologize. I just realized now is the perfect time to just mess with the exotics I never touch, since this isn't gonna be like make you want to cry after just having people rush me.
Well, did I just get one shot?
Yep.
Oh, great. Well, I think I see how this match is gonna go with the higher level people.
Monarch.
Thornbow?
Oh, so that's how we're playing.
Ah!
Loka, you've been awfully quiet.
Yeah, he's been streaming that waifu game he likes so much.
Ace Combat.
It's not a waifu game.
Uh-huh.
No, the last time he streamed a waifu game was several years ago, and it was Hatful Boyfriend.
Are you, like, mentally okay?
Hey, that was years ago. And it was only because funny. Was literally the only reason.
Shot in the back.
Ooh.
So yeah, now that we've kind of given our thoughts on it, obviously, just basically immediately the discourse around this started because it's pretty obvious that this was Sony's response to the Activision. Excuse me?
I'm pretty sure that's not how that works anyway.
Well,
it takes months to, okay.
Well, so and see that. Thank you for saying that, because that actually really goes well into the point I was getting to. Is that no, when the deal initially started and they began negotiations, it was being done independently of the whole Activision thing because they didn't know that was going to happen, obviously. So yes, it was something that began as being separate, and they were beginning these plans just add, it was like, oh, hey, here's something we could do together. You know, you could have access to Sony Pictures to make the Destiny TV show you want or whatever. Yeah, it's like you'll have more dev money, you'll retain your autonomy, blah, 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 all that. You know, that stuff was happening independently. However, Okay, I suppose that was fair considering I did that to you.
I know.
But I feel like this isn't their response to the Activision acquisition at all. I don't think that really holds.
That was too small
water.
a sum to be that response.
Well, so I disagree with that. Is that I agree that it's not of the same. I agree that it's not of the same caliber, and that it's not really equal. But if for all intents and purposes, it is their response, because the announcement was made 2 weeks to the day of the Activision acquisition. I don't feel like that's a coincidence, because yes, this deal had been going on for months, but I don't know. I feel like that happens, the Microsoft thing happens, and then 2 weeks to the day later, Sony just happens to say, "Oh, by the way, we got Bungie." I don't feel like that can be a coincidence. I feel like, because if that hadn't happened, it's like maybe we would have gotten the announcement on the same day we got it, and it would have happened regardless. But I feel like it's more likely that it would have taken potentially
a little longer.
It would have taken a little longer, and the deal wouldn't have finalized, but we wouldn't have heard about it as soon as we did. Because and also look at the statement they put out. The first sentence is of Jim Ryan's little letter is saying, "Hey, we've acquired Bungie," stating the obvious fact of what's going on. But the second is reassuring everyone that don't worry, they are going to remain multi-platform. They're going to remain multi-platform, and they are going to self-publish, and they're just going to really just kind of be a separate entity under our wing, and we're going to leave them alone for the most part. I feel like if this announcement, if this acquisition doesn't have anything to do, at the end of the day, if this doesn't have anything to do with Microsoft's acquisition of Activision, then why do you say that?
Another thing
weird.
to add to that is that when looking at Microsoft and their big exclusives, being Halo and Gears shooters, they acquired Bethesda, who has Doom and other shooters, and then
and also
Wolfenstein
RPGs.
Wolfenstein too, yeah. And then acquire Activision Blizzard, who has COD.
They got a lot of shooters.
Yeah, they're hogging all
Holy
the shooters.
crap! They're the. Actually, I'm now realizing I was thinking, Bethesda for that Skyrim money and that.
I mean,
and
that's
that
probably
RPG experience.
No,
But
Microsoft
that's
obviously bought Bethesda for that Fallout 76 money.
Yeah.
Oh baby.
I mean, obviously, with Bethesda, the big thing there is Elder Scrolls and Fallout. But they also have Doom and Wolfenstein, and then them also picking up Activision that has
the largest shooter in the world,
like Overwatch as
yeah,
well.
Overwatch.
They're hogging all the shooters, and what are Bungie known for?
Shooters.
Halo.
Well, and that's another thing is that also the first announcement they make about an acquisition following the Microsoft thing is we're taking the people that made Halo. We own the people that made Halo. Your biggest thing, the one thing Xbox is known for, arguably the thing that even put Xbox on the map and the reason it exists today. We're taking the original developers. They belong to us now. I think in some ways that's actually bigger than Microsoft now owning Crash and Spyro, because they own the IPs, but they don't own the original teams. With Bungie, they don't own Halo the IP, but they do own the original team. So that's
actually, it's funny that you should mention the whole "we got the Halo guys." I guess a lot of either clickbait or what have you keep saying that they bought Halo.
Oh, that's funny.
You obviously know YouTubers that make clickbait don't read.
Yeah.
I think they're illiterate,
Kathleen
actually.
Kennedy finally fired from Star Wars for the 50th time in the last 10 years.
For for the 80th time during Lucasfilm's Civil War.
Yeah.
Dave Filoni in charge.
Yeah. I hate it. I hate it so much. And there's been more of that in like the last three or 4 days since the recent episode of Book of Boba Fett came out. There's been more of that.
Wait, really?
Yeah. It's
I do
dumb.
wanna- I would love to talk about that sometime.
Yeah, well, I'm
have
sure
been
we'll
watching,
get
but-
I'm sure we'll get into it
Yeah.
here in a little bit once we're done with Destiny, because I don't think this is going to take 3.5 hours to talk about like Activision did last time.
Yep.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, no, I really think... I'm sorry, I just want to get this off my chest because this is actually bothering me. I want the FCC to step in. I'm not usually a fan of government intervention.
For
But-
both or just one?
For both, yes. Bungie is okay. If Microsoft had bought Call of Duty, the license, that's one thing.
But
Like
they bought
the
the
IP.
entire publisher with
Yeah.
all of their IP. Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, it's funny. There are more people who, like you, think that it's a bad move. You never heard of him, but there was this YouTuber, Donkey Peel, might have heard of him. Get wrecked, by the way. He had said in his latest video, you would have to be a complete idiot with a load of money and completely brain dead, I'm leaving out a lot of expletives, to buy Activision.
Ah,
Oh boy, oh!
So you're not the only one who thinks that this is a stupid, idiotic, move.
Ow,
You know,
ow,
other than
ow,
myself.
What's that sound?
Ow, ow, ow.
I don't like that sound.
Oh, I just realized
Oh.
I could have been doing the dumbest thing possible and gotten away with it. Oh, I have an idea. I have
Oh,
an
What
idea.
dear.
dumbest thing?
I have
I
a
don't
bad
like
feeling
this.
about this.
Sweet business. Let's go.
Oh.
I feel like Loka and I are about to get dunked on by the Destiny experts.
Oh no.
No, I'm just messing around. This is just gonna be stupid.
Where were
Yeah,
those
no, we
shots
need it.
going?
Do you
okay.
Chris, do you not have like a shotgun or something in that secondary slot?
No.
Because I know you're not a big semi-automatic guy. You should. Huh.
I don't think they have.
When did
Oh,
they?
wait, no, I
when
forgot
did they
you
bring
get
in
one.
the whole weapon, the loadout overload, where they made special weapons, not just?
I had no idea where you were.
You and your
Now
little
I-
victory
Like when
crouch.
they made shotguns and fusion rifles special weapons instead of just heavy.
Oh yeah.
Because remember that was a thing.
That used to be a thing. That's so stupid.
Dude, I was in there for the early days. Destiny is like my core identity. Not really, but you get the idea. I love this game. I love this franchise. I also hate it.
Welcome
But
to sweet business.
Yeah, that sounds like a Destiny fan, alright.
Yeah, no, don't mess
Ow.
with Destiny fans. We both love and hate this game with our burning passion. Prentice,
Yeah.
you might not want to do that.
But hey, at least our game isn't committing suicide at every possible turn.
Ow.
Which one would that be?
I was gonna say Siege, but if you can think of another one.
I mean, no, Siege works. Siege is such a husk of its former self. It
like-
hurts. It's like
Oh, you.
Extraction came
Alexa,
out and no one cared.
Stop. No one
I
cared.
mean, I've
Yep.
heard some good things about it, but like not much, not enough to make it matter.
Yeah.
If that were a new IP, I'd definitely take a look at it.
Mm-hmm. But it's
because
Tom
of the IP
Clancy's
it's attached
Rainbow
to-
Six.
Yeah, and it's not like they're remaking some of the Vegas games or modernizing Rainbow Six 3, which was really the last old school Clancy game. Correct me if I'm wrong, Loka.
Yeah, that is correct.
Which that I would like to
Well,
see
yeah,
happen.
Yeah.
Yes, no, yes, got it.
No, I was just thinking that I think the PC version of Lockdown might be.
Oh, you're right. There's two different versions.
But I'd still say 3 is, the last old school one. Still.
Ah!
Yeah.
Dexter.
Wait
I
a
will
sec.
say
Yes.
the mechanic of losing your operators when they die and you have to go and rescue them in another round as different operators. That's cool, and I wish that they had done that, with actual with
Siege.
yeah. Well, but a story mode. And you've done that in a siege-driven story mode where you're fighting terrorists instead of alien gunk.
Okay.
The Statue of Liberty is no longer. Statue of Liberty no longer exists. Didn't you see that trailer?
No, I didn't.
Oh yeah, the Statue of Liberty got by the aliens, bro.
Oh no.
No, that was a symbol of American freedom.
How dare they?
I thought
And
Among Us was
capitalism.
a symbol of American freedom. I'm sorry.
Unchecked capitalism.
I thought it was French.
Speaking of capitalism,
I mean, it is. Yeah. Is there anything you'd like to add so we can get back on track?
that was what I was trying to do.
Yes. So speaking of capitalists, Loka.
Capitalist
Yeah.
Loka.
Well, I mean, what was
Wow.
what was your segue? What were you about to say?
I wasn't really about to say anything. I
Oh,
was
just to get us back on track.
thinking
Okay.
that, yeah.
All right.
Ooh, that was close.
So
Loka, always remember, I am in your walls.
Nice opinion, but...
I don't like that. Ow.
No.
Oh, sorry. I should have let you get it.
okay, no one saw that terrible aim.
Hey! No!
So yeah,
You can't do this.
I've kind of, I'm not gonna say I've come around on this and going, oh, this is a good thing. I still don't like that this has happened, but it's not at least the way it looks like it's gonna go right now. This is not the worst outcome we could have had, but I am
Activision
concerned.
And, yeah.
Yeah,
I am concerned
this is
the
what
way we're gonna
I
move
don't
in the
understand. This is what I don't understand. So some lawyer allegedly looked at this, like a merger lawyer, looked at this contract. He noted that it's weird that Sony isn't asking for much in return.
Oh, you're talking about
no
Rick
new
Hogue.
game? I believe so.
Yeah, so this guy does a lot of consulting work on Last Stand Media, which is the channel that runs Sacred Symbols, which is the best place for podcasts on the internet, which I listen to every week. So I am very familiar with him.
Hashtag
So
not
he
sponsored.
yeah, so he does. I will say though, I do subscribe to their Patreon. So I am biased enough to where I do actually give them money. I give them $5 a month. But I will say that this guy does know what he's talking about. He's not some random guy pretending to be a lawyer. He is an actual lawyer and he knows what he's talking about. So yeah, anyway, continue.
He noted that that Sony's not getting much in return.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sure, you got that D2 money, but that's really it. They have to go out of their way to help make the movie. The movie.
Or the TV series or whatever it becomes.
Bungie have been working on another IP.
And
Yeah,
that could
like,
potentially be exclusive. Maybe.
Yeah,
Who
no,
knows?
that potentially could be, but the main thing that I'm more concerned with is the fact that with phrasing, a phrase that they used to have in their blog post was, when talking about future stuff, was to the and beyond. Because they were saying that the final shape, which is 2 expansions from now, was going to be the end of this specific chapter for Destiny. It didn't say that in their blog post about being bought by Sony. It just said from all this stuff and to the final shape, which makes me think there's a good chance any future plans that they had originally for stuff after that may get scrapped for them, maybe getting forced to work more on that instead of whatever they had planned. Because that wording is very particular.
Yeah, yeah. There's something more to this.
And
Sony
they say
don't-
PlayStation exclusive stuff not in Witch Queen, which makes me think they might put PlayStation exclusive stuff later.
Yes.
in other
No,
stuff.
they're totally going to do that. I have no doubt in my
just
mind
well,
that is going to happen.
That phrasing is very obviously, oh, we're not going to do it yet.
It's either that or it's covering themselves whenever that does happen.
Yeah, that's what I was saying a week and a half ago when we talked about Activision, about Phil Spencer talking about out both sides of his mouth. And it's like, well, I didn't not say this. It's like, I can see where you thought I said this, but I really didn't. So it's kind of kind of the same thing, where it's like they say this to get away with it now, but then later it is very much this isn't actually what we meant. So they can really do what they want and do whatever, change their minds later, and because of the phrasing they use at the time, it's no one's it's like people will complain, but it's like, well, that's not what we really said. So
yeah, kind of like when
Peel,
Phil
you cheeky little bugger.
After they bought Bethesda and they talked about whether a game is an exclusive or not is on a case-by-case basis.
If it has relevance to the history of the platform.
Anything that they think isn't going to sell well, and anything that already has a contract, that's going to go ahead and go to the to be multi-plat. But I will bet $10. I mean more, but I don't know. Elder Scrolls 6 is not going to be multi-plat.
That's on Xbox
They want all
only.
the money for that. Oh, it won't be multi-plat, and by multi-plat you mean it won't be on PlayStations.
Yes, specifically PlayStation. Or if it does come out, it's going to be super delayed in its execution.
It'll be like Rise of the Tomb Raider, where it came out a year later or more.
It was like a few months later, but yes.
No, it was about a year.
Oh.
Hey. Oh, it was?
I remember that. Or it may very well come, be released on all platforms at the same time, but the Xbox version has some sort of exclusive content.
Or as I've been hypothesizing.
I'm in a perfectly good place with a PlayStation 4, a Switch, and a PC. I have nothing. Oh, hey, Prentice! Hey, Prentice! Hey, Prentice!
Or as I've been hypothesizing, it does come to PlayStation, but only through Xbox Game Pass available on PlayStation.
Yeah.
And it's going to be some neutered version. You don't get the next gen. You don't get the next gen. You get like the PS4 version.
Well, by the time that would happen, I don't think there is a PS4 version.
I would think you'd be getting some neutered port to really make you consider buying an Xbox.
I mean,
if they wanted to do that, they would be making worse versions for PC.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Peel on that. I think it would run just as well on Game Pass as it would on Xbox. It's just that Microsoft's going to be getting the larger cut out of the Game Pass subscription. Sony will get a little bit because it's on their platform, but Microsoft's going to be getting the majority of that $15 a month subscription or whatever. So if you want to play Elder Scrolls 6 on PlayStation, you got to pay $15 a month to Microsoft to do it, and most of that money is going to obviously go to Microsoft. Sony.
Peel, I hate you.
What's wrong? I'm just having a funny minigun. What's wrong with that?
That's not funny. I play Trials. I don't like this.
Loka.
I don't like that.
Don't run away from the funny whirring.
Ah!
Oh boy.
Oh, I'm out of ammo.
But I will say though, so last time we talked about how, depending on what they do with COD, if it really truly remains multi-plat, or will it be on Game Pass on PlayStation, or do they eventually move it to be exclusive to Xbox and go back on their word? What do they do? And so my thing was like, well, even if they keep it on PlayStation, Microsoft is going to be getting 70% of the profits to every game sold, to every copy sold on PlayStation. And
Dexter, tell me why you ran through that.
I have no idea how I killed you. It wasn't. I got an assist. Never mind. That makes more sense. But every copy sold of Call of Duty sold on PlayStation, 70% of those profits are going to be going to the competition to make more Xboxes, and that just really bugged me, because it's like that's how you start to get a monopoly where they may not own everything, but they own enough where it becomes impossible for the competition to actually compete. Them getting Destiny now,
Doesn't
it is
do that.
actually evens the playing field just a little bit, because now every copy of Destiny sold on Xbox, 70% of those profits are going to be going to Sony instead. So it's like, okay, that evens the playing. I'm still not happy about it, but it's like, okay, the playing field is evened up a little bit, because now every copy of Destiny sold will be paying on Xbox, will be paying to make PlayStation. So it's now Call of Duty sells way more than Destiny, but it's not as dire a situation as it potentially was like a week and a half ago. I was thinking, it's like, okay, that's a little better, but again, I don't think we should be in this situation to begin with. So
yeah, we shouldn't be celebrating this, basically.
Hey, Prentice, do you know how to use your minimap?
yes.
Do I know how to use my minimap?
Apparently not.
I was following him around for 10-15 seconds.
I know, and I couldn't find you. I saw the little red dots all over my map, and I was like, who's there? Where are they? I don't know.
Quit missing your shit.
You were saying? My flame hammer missed. No.
I'm just gonna walk away from that so it doesn't blow up on my legs. There it goes.
And you guys should have your supers now, I would think.
I don't.
I don't.
Did they? I bet it's when they change how supers regenerate.
Then again, I only have 5 kills.
Okay.
It's not like
Make it 6.
I only have 3.
Yeah, so they changed how it's weird. I don't know what the reasoning behind this was, but they changed how the supers regenerate. It used to be a passive, like, 5 minutes. Now it's like 8 minutes base. But whenever you get kills,
it's different for each super, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whoa,
Yeah.
Wait. You just backed me into a corner and hit me with a stick.
People have been saying I've been more sadistic lately. I don't know what they're talking about.
So, behind you, Luca! No, you totally stole the kill from me. That's stupid.
That's the point,
No.
Sergeant. Ow.
So while we still have Peel for a little bit, this is a question.
Yeah.
This is one of the things I wanted to get into. Is since both of you are here, both of you are Destiny fans. Now, because I don't know, is there really too much left to say about the whole merger acquisition thing? I don't.
It's
I
let's
do
see
not
here.
think there
I think
really
I've
would be
dusted. There is one thing, and I think this might be where you're going. What's going to happen to crossplay?
No, that's not where I was going.
Oh no, it's
With
gonna
that.
stay. Like,
Yeah,
there's
that's
no way
staying.
that- Bungie put way too much. No, well, not too much, but like a lot of effort into this. There's no way it's going anytime soon.
Also, imagine all the bad will Sony would get
Oh,
to
gosh,
play with
yeah.
to do that.
Yeah, like no, Sony can always like just like take their time when it comes down to adding stuff there for itself, but they would get so much bad will if they were to remove crossplay after like because like crossplay was a big deal to be added.
Right.
And I think they did it in a good way here. For example, Crucible, the PvP mode, is vastly different. 2 different metas whenever you compare the two on console and on PC. So they just kept them separate for that. Anything cooperative, you're joined together. You can do you can do player versus player private because you're probably just with your friends.
Which
Why-
also,
why
I
s-
think this is a good time that I should head out, so that way you guys can do whatever.
Aw.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sorry. It's not. My will is not my own.
All right.
Well,
sir.
hey, you were here for an hour, so thank you for joining us
Yeah.
for the time that you were able to be here. It was good to play with you. Now that we've got it re-downloaded, maybe maybe sometime in the future we can do this again.
We need to do. I've wanted to do a raid, mainly like Vault of Glass,
Well, that's the only raid they can do.
Yeah, unfortunately for all
I don't
of
know.
us.
I don't know, Peel. Maybe your PC clan would allow us to tag along at some
You
point.
probably would end up knowing a lot of the people there.
Because it is Ulti in there?
Yeah, Ulti and Envy.
Oh,
And
Envy. I didn't.
Meso,
Oh, and Meso. Okay, I didn't.
and like a few others, but yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, that might be maybe we should do that one of these days. But anyway, so thank you, Peel Car. We'll eagerly
Peel.
await your next appearance.
Hey, Peel,
well-
before you go, this clan that I'm in is kind of dead. Do you mind if I mooch an invite off you?
You're gonna have to ask them.
Okay. I know this loser named Peelakar and these two dorks, Loka and Prentice. Is that enough street cred?
They wouldn't know who Loka is. Well, they may, but
No. They might
Bullying.
recognize the name at most. Like, oh wait, that's someone.
Yeah, just
I'm with these
yeah,
two
just
Lego
like-
dorks.
I'll talk to them. All right, I'll talk to them.
Thanks, man.
All right, see ya.
Boy.
Bye.
Why?
Boy. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And I was about to say, yeah, okay. and once
gotta-
more, he has forgotten to back out of the voice chat. He took his headset off, but he's still in the party. Oh well.
He is still with us in spirit.
Yeah. So it's unfortunate he had to leave because I was just about to get into the next topic, which
What
is
were we gonna ask?
PL4 cannot perform voice to chat due to network connection error.
That'll
there
work.
he goes. There he goes.
All right.
Yeah, I was
He
about
just
to say, all right.
unplugged his internet.
Probably that probably is what it is. So that works out. So what I was getting to is that when we had both of you here, and now we've only just got you as now our resident Destiny fan. Now that Peel's gone, is what about this game is fun perpetually to where you keep buying expansions every year because when Forsaken came out and it was free with PlayStation Plus and everything, I enjoyed it. I had fun. I played it for like the 3.5 months or whatever. I was like, okay, this is good. Now it's like, no, there's going to be another expansion out eventually. How much is it going to? And I tallied up all it would be to continue playing for like the next 3 years or whatever like that is I don't like that. That's kind of ridiculous. When especially at the time when more and more games were going to the live service model where it's like, all right, here's a battle pass, but you can buy skins and stuff, but everything else is going pretty much free. Like Battlefront 2 was still pumping out content regularly at the time. Battlefield 5. Well, we know how that turned out, but still, you get the point. Call of Duty was just about to make that turn into better territory with Warzone and everything. They were like a little over a year out from doing that. So looking at all of that, looking at all that stuff going on at the time, and then okay, how do we activate our sparrows again?
Touchpad and hold down square.
Touchpad square. Ah, there we go. Okay.
Yep.
She'll be desperate to prove herself.
So yeah, with I just jumped off.
Yeah,
So
I
with
did that
It's
too.
L2. Sorry, it's L2. and
there we
then
go. There we
you
go.
steer with the right stick.
So yeah,
because
with all of that going on, I was just kind of like, this is just ridiculous. They're asking this much money, but why am I not surprised? It's Activision, and then they left Activision, and I kind of thought to myself, oh, maybe they're going to make their expansions cheaper, or or they'll do something.
Actually, I think they did. I think. I'm gonna need to check that again.
If they did, it wasn't to a significant degree where I noticed
Yeah.
or cared.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I'm
Lots of movement ahead. Be
coming up with some rebuttals in my head.
And while you're thinking of that, I do find it really funny that Bungie, which is this company that worked with Microsoft for a while, and then they ended up getting out because they wanted to retain their freedom. Then they hooked up with Activision, but then they eventually left because they wanted to retain their freedom. And they celebrated that they finally were fully independent. Now suddenly they're partnering with Sony.
Yeah.
And-
It does not make any sense. There hasn't been any major leadership shakeups. Everyone stayed on.
And Sony's
one's
paying a
left.
lot of money to make sure everyone stays on too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what caused that to happen? Oh, and I'll explain the modifiers later. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense in my mind. Why did this happen? I can see the positives on Bungie's side completely.
Financial security for one, but
yeah.
I mean, it's probably why they're
have...
so specific about, it's like, yeah, we're with Sony, the financial security is going to be nice, but part of making this deal was to make sure we could retain our autonomy. But I feel like they've heard all that before with, like Microsoft and Activision.
I don't know if they trusted Sony for some reason. I don't know. I bet they chose Sony because, A, they own Columbia Pictures and a few other movie places.
I mean, that has stuff to do. That has part to do with it, for sure. I think also maybe, and again, because according to sources, this deal was in the works for months. And again, part of why did it get finalized now? This is a response to Activision and Microsoft. Is that maybe that happened?
So
did Bungie get scared? Did they look at that and go, well, look at how much money they just threw down for Activision, which it was our former publisher and partner? It's like, what could happen to us? It's like, and what other vile company could come around and try to buy? It's like, would Tencent try to get us? Would Microsoft try to get us?
I hope not.
We don't want to go back to Microsoft. So maybe this was also done as a, it's like, yeah, they were technically bought out, but because of the way the deals kind of worked, maybe it's also more behind the scenes, more of an alliance where it's like, this is going to protect us from a more malicious intent of another company coming along and trying to do this. It's like, we get our movie or TV production deals going now. It's like Sony's going to allow us to just kind of do whatever but we make sure that they get a cut of the profits, which makes them happy. So it's like, there's just I feel like there's definitely multifacets to this deal, but at initial glance, it does seem very weird that this company that historically has been very much, we don't like partners, we like doing our own thing, and when we get tired of our partners, we leave.
The reason, if I can explain a little bit of why they left Microsoft in the first place, they wanted them to keep making Halo.
Right.
Destiny has been in the works since at least 2009.
Right, because the first Destiny tease was like in Halo 3 or something.
It's in its $20 little expansion, Halo 3 ODST, which is my favorite, but that's neither here nor there. There we go. Sorry, I'm down.
I gotcha.
Thank you. Hold down circle and you can place down a barricade.
Oh, that's the button for it. Okay, because I knew I could do that. I just lost the button.
Yeah, Loco's got a riff because he's a wizard. He's a wizard, Harry.
Space wizard.
That makes it 10
times better. Did he come from the moon?
Yes. I don't know. Do you remember if you were blue, normal? I say normal. That's a terrible phrasing. Human or exo? Were you a robo?
I'm human.
Human? So no. Unfortunately, that would have been really cool though.
I'm reading dense hive signatures in a facility up ahead.
So yeah, they didn't want to continue to make Halo. They wanted to do some other things. This is why 343 exists and why they left Microsoft. Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, it's looking at it's kind of shocking that people decided to stay with Microsoft. I mean, I guess they just really love the only reason I could see, they loved the Halo brand. The time that they did leave, you know who was in charge? Matrick.
Ooh.
Now that I'm thinking about this a bit more, what if Matrick caused them to leave?
That's something we're not going to know for like another 10 to 15 years when like someone writes a autobiography about or a memoir of their time at the company. Like who's the president of Bungie?
I honestly don't know.
Okay, we'll call him John Bungie to go back to your John Sony thing. So it's like if John Bungie writes his memoirs in 15 years, and then that I think we might get some answers there. But it's going to be a while.
And I'll just clear the way. If you guys want to kind of grind this out, you can. Also, if you guys use Solar, the fire subclass, you guys will get if we do 3D strikes, you'll get some high-powered gear.
Well,
I don't
that's
know what
good,
it'll be.
Because
you're a bit
definitely
low.
use the I definitely use the solar abilities because it's like they're the best powers because they make things blow up.
And I'll take you guys down to Xur because he's selling Telesto, which was the fusion rifle that broke the game over 30 times at least. Last time they figured out that it was caused by the projectiles hitting. They used to stick to your allies, and then you can use them as like a suicide bomber almost, but they didn't die. And it gave them their super immediately.
Slam traps.
Yes, it is the stupidest.
She won't escape this time.
Like Peel said, I don't know how that happened. I don't know how that got through. This Telesto has been in the game since Destiny 1. Back in the Taken King, ironically enough.
That's her. That's Nabota.
The only Destiny 1 expansion. Actually,
Yeah,
no,
that's not true. We got Rise of Iron and a few others, but in true expansions,
yeah,
it was really Taken King and Rise of Iron on a technicality.
I'll rephrase it. The only major expansion I played of Destiny 1. Yeah, for good. That works.
Dude, there was a content jump for a long time. But the only reason I got through was because I was a stupid kid, and that was a Shooty McShooty game. I couldn't play Shooty McShooty games. Friends can vouch for that.
Yeah.
I couldn't play Shooty McShooty games.
Couldn't play Battlefront 2 2005 because it was rated T and he was like 7 years old or whatever. It's like, you kidding me?
I think I could have, but I was too afraid to ask my dad. I think that was the only reason why. But anyway, going back to the question of why I like this game, it's part of its personal bias. I got this. So I had a Make-A-Wish thing, and my big thing that I wanted, I looked at the PS4, the Xbox One, and the 360. Because I had a PS3 at the time. PS4 didn't have a Ratchet game, and it only had NAC and a bunch of games I couldn't play at launch.
Oh, so this is like circa 2013 then?
Yep. Because my transplant would have been in 2014, so yeah. This was still early on in the game.
This was like the first year of both new consoles at the time.
Yep. Xbox was home of TV that I heard from my friend. And I was like, no thank you. Plus, what is there? I was thinking like long and hard. I didn't know Rare
Son
exists.
of Rome.
Rise, Master Chief Collection might have been out at that time, but
I thought that was a 2015 release.
You could be. It wouldn't surprise me. It honestly wouldn't surprise me. That game's been through so much, man. We're gonna have to clear out these guys behind us.
Oh, hey, there's guys behind us.
Yeah, that's behind us. So, my big game, I was able to convince my dad to play this T-rated Shooty McShooty game called Destiny. And I remember humorously having a talk, are you allowed to stab people with knives? To which my response was, yes. No, it was no, I wasn't risking not being able to play this shooty game.
Well, it's like, okay, yeah, you can stab people with knives, but it's space knives going into space wizards, so it's like...
I don't know what it was. I think he saw me as a 13-year-old at the time, or 11. I really don't know what age I was. And then he got Halo CE Anniversary, the first Halo, at a Redbox. And I got to play that, but they said the HE double hockey sticks were one too many times, i.e. twice in a single mission. Even though but whatever. I did get to play Halo Reach's multiplayer eventually. So he was civil and he let me play Halo. Yeah, basically, I pre-ordered Destiny. That was the game I wanted. And I had to sit through Tyrion Lannister's voice acting.
You know, this is controversial opinion. I prefer Peter Dinklage to Nolan North as the Ghost.
Fascinating.
I honestly agree.
Why was that?
I mean, yeah, he sounds weird, but he's a little robot floaty dude that hovers around you and magically revives you from the dead.
Are you saying that because Peter Dinklage is tiny?
No, that is total coincidence. The fact that he's a weird alien robot that floats around you and revives you from the dead. His voice acting being a little off, honestly, I thought worked for the character.
Fascinating. No, that was just a joke. I know you guys weren't actually serious about that, about him being short.
Okay. Just checking.
Yeah, no, yeah. Don't worry, I know you guys.
I've killed myself by punching a thrall in the face.
It was probably a cursed thrall.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, so I've been with this game for so long. I love it. I honestly love it. And I was so bummed out when I found out that Destiny 2 wasn't coming to the 360 and PS3, and I wanted a PS4 for that. Well, I wanted it for Ratchet & Clank first, and then Uncharted. Then I wanted it for that. And, like, that Christmas, we did end up getting a PS4. My dad used to play a lot. Now he's playing a lot of Fortnite because...
Ugh.
I know. I played a little bit the other day, and I'm so used to, like, Apex. I've been playing that with some friends, and, which we need to do that again. That'd be a fun one. And, a bunch of, like, Spider-Man. They added in Spider-Man gloves, and I finally finished Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah, I saw that you were playing more Spider-Man.
It's so good.
I know.
It's so good.
I've known this for 3 years.
That ending. Holy crap.
Uh-huh. No, it's a tearjerker.
Well, not just that. Well, first off, Peter cannot catch a break.
No, he cannot.
Nope.
And Peter can really not catch a break in the new one. No, not the movie.
Oh.
I'm not even referring to the movie. I'm referring to the second game. He really won't be able to catch a break if that teaser is true.
Oh, with Venom and everything. Okay, you're talking about the sequel too.
I don't want to. On the off chance that someone is watching this and they haven't played Spider-Man PS4, I don't want to spoil it. It is such a good. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, it's
never.
It does things so well because it telegraphs some things so clearly. Because in like the first, I don't know, hour of the game, you enter the lab and you see Dr. Octavius with the with an apparatus on. It's like, oh, it's Doc Ock. We're going to get Doc Ock at some point in this game. So there's stuff like that is totally telegraphed. But even though it's telegraphed, it's still written so well. And then even with the stuff that is telegraphed, they still manage to pull surprises on you. And it's like, aha! So we made sure you saw this coming to distract you from this thing you didn't see coming.
Yep.
Like you know who being stuck in a tube.
Yep.
After getting a couple, he was mentioned here and there.
Mentioned a few times.
Yeah.
They mentioned that he wasn't doing well, and that it had something to do with his mother. Mm-hmm. But I had thought he was legitimately somewhere else.
Yeah, no, there was no reason to not believe that.
Like, as much as I don't trust Norman, I hated Norman at first, but I slowly started to feel bad for him.
This is like the most sympathetic Norman Osborn I think I've ever come across.
He's not a total scumbag.
Yeah, because most of the time he's like very smarmy, and he's still smarmy in this, and he's still a bit of a jerk. But you understand more of why he's doing what he's doing. It's as much as I enjoyed the performance, he's written so much better than Willem Dafoe's Norman from the original 2002 Spider-Man, who doesn't really have much.
Honestly, that was a pretty decent one. I watched that.
It was decent, but
it wasn't the best.
Yeah, it's back in the day. I can see why it was probably done well, but nowadays it's so standard. It's like, oh, the scientist CEO that it was run out of funding, so he tests his own invention on himself, and it turns him crazy. Never seen that before. I always thought it was
corporate greed that brought it out initially. Like, that board meeting was the big turning point.
I mean, yeah,
I'll argue that was the big turning point, but
if he hadn't tested the formula on himself, he wouldn't have started jumping on a glider to fly around and kill people in the first place. So,
I mean, I don't know why, but I always loved the line "Screw you, Spider-Man," and I know that's not even from the movie. Okay, that might just be like in my own friend groups. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't know what you're referring to. Ow.
I'm just... Yeah, But it's that game is so good.
And in terms of telegraphing stuff, they even telegraph stuff that's going to happen in the sequel. Like in the last little bit of the it's like I'm pretty sure we're going to get Green Goblin in the sequel, just because look at Norman's design. He already looks like a goblin.
Well, and he had the bombs too. That's
so it's like and then there's like schematics for the helmet and the glider and stuff. So
either A, we're getting Green Goblin, or B, we're getting Norman helping as Green Goblin, sort of. I would like to see that twist. That'd definitely be interesting.
Where he's the Green Goblin, but he's not evil. Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yes, he's helping out.
Or he starts off that way, and then something happens, and he turns evil, and then it's like it's like because it'll be Peter and Miles, so it's definitely we don't want to have to do this.
And MJ, but it's not Spider J. It's MJ. I still think MJ does help out quite a bit during the whole story.
Yeah. I mean, no. This is the game also arguably has the best MJ Watson ever.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like she's way better than Kirsten Dunst in the Raimi films.
Oh yeah.
I hate her. I hate her.
She's awful.
What do you mean I can't pick that up? It's
you probably full on engram space. Oh.
Guardian down.
It eventually killed me off.
No, I don't want to equip that. I want to dismantle.
Hold square.
I did that.
Okay.
Just press the
This game still has a better menu than I don't particularly love this menu system, but it's still better than Avengers.
Oh yeah, because this is not a great menu system, but Avengers is a cheap knockoff of this menu system, which just hurts.
At least they don't throw a bunch of information. They simplified the classes down. They did make it a little bit more complex. They're adding in this new retooling called 3.0. They started with the stasis, and you can add like little. You have multiple jumps you can choose from, just like the standard one. But you can also have different like perks. You can finally change those out a bit. Like there's one stasis perk that makes all your stasis grenades last longer. So people freeze more easily. I think that's the right wording. Or whenever you're by a frozen enemy, your grenade energy increases. Stuff like that. A bit more complex, but you earn them all really slowly. I'm coming. I think.
No, don't come for me. I fell down.
Oh.
Okay.
Loka fell in a pit.
I was trying to get down, but instead of actually landing on any surface, I would constantly bounce.
Go pick up your hammer. Go pick up your hammer. Go get it back, and you can do it again. Okay.
No, I'm aware of that. There was just bad guys I had to get through first.
Yeah. God dang.
Press square to respawn.
Yeah, I'm going all over the place with this conversation. I went from Spider-Man to because I like great stories to Destiny to back to this. Yeah.
Nah, it's fine. Now I will say so I mean, now that you've done Spider-Man, you should play Miles Morales.
I know, that's on my list. I have a spending freeze right now. I've got a car I've got to fix, and
yeah, that makes sense.
And I still don't have a job. I tried out to a few places. One place asked me to sell her a Sharpie, and I stammered around like an idiot, and the interview was over.
Yeah.
And then apparently no one got the job because I saw the same listing on ZipRecruiter whenever I went back to go check on it.
Oof.
Well, I mean,
so that hurt a lot.
I mean, it could. I will say, given what's available and with PlayStation 5 is, if you wait, maybe sometime this year they'll give it away with PS Plus.
Yeah.
Then you
who
won't have to
knows?
pay for it.
Which we do have to try. We should try out Deep Rock Galactic.
Yes, I've been thinking the exact same thing that we need to do that.
It's a 4-player thing, and it's got dwarves. So it's basically The Hobbit.
Space Hobbit.
Space Hobbit.
Yeah.
Space Hobbit.
So if we could get Peel or Lewis or someone in here to do that'd be great. Because I had never heard of it. Like, I've never heard of this game, and then it's like, oh, that's because it launched for free with PlayStation Plus. Got it.
Yeah. The other few I was thinking of, we'd have to buy these. They haven't been free yet, but Payday 2. Because I feel like that'd be a fun one we'd all like. And it would definitely switch up our general, a bit, at least.
Well, I mean, it may not be a bad idea because the shooter landscape is just not great right now, and we all seem to like shooters because it's like, well, there's Call of Duty Vanguard, and that franchise just got bought out by Activision.
Yep.
Then there's Battlefield 2042, but now Loca's all mad at that because they're delaying the first season to work on quashing bugs, and so that's not doing so great. So
I still think they need to add in something. Either give us the map tools and we'll make our own. That would be awesome.
Put it in Portal.
That would be amazing. Let us make our own maps. And after hearing that Battlefield isn't one of EA's top dogs, that actually has me worried for DICE as a whole.
The fact that 2042 has sold less than 5, I think it's like,
I don't think EA is going to learn from this. I think they're going to.
I mean, they haven't learned from 5.
Yeah, they didn't. No. Yeah, they didn't learn from 5. Here's the thing about DICE though. I'm not worried about DICE because they run Frostbite, and so many of EA's games still operate off of Frostbite. So they'll keep DICE around perpetually just because they're the people with the in-house engine, I think.
And you think that's the only reason they're still in?
Maybe.
Or they would still be in?
Okay. I mean, Battlefield 5. I don't want to call it a catastrophe, but it still didn't turn out very, very well. But I feel like that EA was probably like, they'll be able to turn around with the next game. But then they didn't
change their release policy.
No.
To give them enough time.
And then also COVID was a factor that they didn't account for. So again, I blame EA more than I blame DICE because.
If it happens 3 times and EA gives them plenty of time, we'll know it's DICE's fault.
Well, and here's the thing: I feel like if 2042 also had the regular classes instead of the specialists, you don't see the amount of vitriol the game's getting right now, because people would have maybe because they would have gone, oh yeah, the maps are too big, there's not as much destruction, but it's like, they were trying something. We commend them for trying to be bigger and everything, but it just didn't work out. That's unfortunate, but hey, we're going to stick around. But because they changed up the classes, I think it's like one too many things changed for some people's liking, and that's really why you see this isn't Battlefield.
Yep.
I want it to fail. I want DICE to shut down, which I hate it when people say that. It's like, this thing didn't go the way I wanted it to, so I want it to be shut down. I want it to, I want people to lose their jobs.
Yeah, no, that's bad.
Hello there.
From people. I will say.
I love that. Hello there, Guardian down. Just immediately.
Go ahead, Luca.
If 2042 released exactly like how it was, but with classes instead of specialists, I still wouldn't be big.
No, I know
you wouldn't be 100% on board.
I know you.
And kind of not great sound design, which is something that they've had consistently right since Bad Company 1. So when it sounds like a COD game pre-Modern Warfare 2019, that's all I have to say. I know you would definitely still have some bigger issues with it, but I think the vast majority of people.
He's talking about r/Battlefield wouldn't
probably
be
I wouldn't be as salty as I am today. I will say that much.
You
just be kind of generally disappointed, but still kind of like, okay, maybe.
Oh, and by the way, don't activate your super jump at this. Don't hover. Don't do because you will die if you jump too high. Just jump at the end once you are about to make contact with the ground because.
Oh, I even missed that.
Okay, good.
I still survived though.
Good.
Oh.
Yeah, there was. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead. You take it. I blabbed on. You, Loka.
It depends. Were you gonna say something about 2042?
No, I was not.
Okay, because I was gonna say, as Prentice said, shooters not doing so great right now between Vanguard. Although I am kind of having fun with it. In a
Well, even when
kinda
COD's
ironic
bad, you can usually have
yeah.
fun with it.
kind
I've
of
gone
in a
back-
trashy. It's completely and utterly. I wouldn't even say
Garbage.
broke. It's not even that. It's just so completely unbalanced that it's all just.
Fun.
Yeah, it kind of makes it fun and crazy because
Kind of like
it's
Modern
so
Warfare
out
2.
Oh, wait.
Be-
Okay.
Because it's so out of whack, and then as you know, 2042 we've talked, you know, that we brought up now, and Siege, which we,
Siege isn't even
just-
Siege anymore.
What? Yeah, what? Oh,
so
I
it's
hope
like,
this.
yeah,
I hope this
shooters
guy
are
that
not
they.
doing great right now.
I hope this guy that they allegedly brought in to fix it.
The new
like,
director, new game director.
yes, I hope he like either cleans house or starts rolling back.
Well, here's the thing. This goes back to I don't want people to lose their jobs. Is that the clean house thing? I don't think that on a technical side, I don't think the talent's ever been bad. I think it's just
No.
that they've had bad direction. So and since the current and since
I
the
guess,
old game
down here,
director,
look
and since the last.
Oh,
And since the last game director is now moving on, and they've got this new guy who's actually been
I
on the
got him.
team for a long time.
Ow.
Okay,
really,
look,
guys.
rescue mission. So hopefully he'll just be able to drive the team in a better direction, because the core gameplay has not really changed too drastically to where it's really,
That
guys.
was my turn.
The core gameplay has not changed so adversely that it's beyond salvaging. That they can't. Yeah,
Thank you.
it's just that they need to get back to their more
Yeah.
to move away from the sci-fi, and if they wanted to make a clone of Siege that was sci-fi, I think that's fine. I think I even would have welcomed it. Just making a new IP. It should have been a
We'll
new
yell about it being lazy, but honestly, I think we still would have complained about it, but not to this extent.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
would have
It's
complained
like,
about it because we
this-
would have
yeah.
seen it as a clone of Siege. They're just
Yeah,
trying
it's
to,
like, it's a Siege clone. It's like, okay, this is, I'll stick with Siege, or who knows? Maybe with some of the things that they could have done, it's like, this is the gameplay of Siege, but with sci-fi stuff. I actually like this more because I just really like sci-fi. Who knows? That's a possibility. I feel like, but we'll never know because I just ended up turning Siege into that, which is not what we wanted. Which is again
Yeah.
why I really hope Guerrilla is working on SOCOM.
I will say, regardless if this new director is gonna turn things around or not, we probably won't see his contribution for at least a few seasons.
Yeah, that
So,
is true.
I'd say for a year, over a year maybe.
No, it's
that
not
is-
going to be that
is-
long.
Probably not, but
And he's
it's
dead?
not. Well, that was fast.
I love this game.
Ah!
Whoa!
We're falling.
Don't worry,
I'm-
this is where we're supposed to go. The loot's down here.
Oh,
We fall now.
ah!
We fall now.
I'm dead.
Don't worry, it'll be in your postmaster if you aren't able to get it.
Okay.
It's over here.
Loot. Oh no! Something is full. Something is full. It's energy weapons. I gotta.
If you
Well, I
find
don't need. No,
garbage.
I did that. I did that again.
it's okay, we can.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll take us out real quick. If you need to,
Yeah, I probably need to look
might
through my
even check
inventory.
your-
I haven't even checked it at all.
yeah, you might even check the postmaster and the vaults, just
You
in
got
case he had
mail.
something. Yeah. I love this game. The story has legitimately gotten better with each passing year. First real good one was Forsaken. They kind of dipped off at around the Moon one. What was it called? I honestly forgot. It's, Shadowkeep. They kind of dropped around there because they were obviously trying to set something up. And they felt it was too big to be just a season. And now we're tampering with the darkness. This whole thing we've been told to fear the entirety of almost 10 years now. We're now using it. And now with Savathun, we're going to see that she can use light in an evil way, just as we as Guardians can use darkness as a force of good. And there's, I don't know, we can't tell if Savathun's gaslighting us about that giant Traveler Ball guy. There's one entirely on on the Vanguard accepting the Elixni, the Fallen, like a specific house. But the clans, these 3 factions inside the Vanguard, not accepting them and having basically a race war with Crow / Prince Aldrin / the guy who killed Cade stepping in.
Wait. Forsaken campaign free until
222. Because they're vaulting, they're content vaulting a planet.
What? Oh, wait. Okay, now I understand how it's.
They're getting rid of the
because
store.
I figured it was, hang on a second, hasn't that date passed? But no, it hasn't.
Yeah, no, they're getting rid of the missions and 2 of the strikes, which we hate. We hate 2 of these strikes because the boss takes forever. It's not friendly to farm for loot, and the strike is just dull as a whole. It's not fun. It isn't peak game design.
Well, so that brings us to the next thing I wanted to discuss. It's like about yours. Like, why do you play this game? Why do you find it fun? Is that this is also something I wanted Peel's input for, but I guess we'll have to wait for another time to get that. Is that why I don't understand this.
Why
it
content vault?
It's like, yeah, this seems like a bad thing that everyone should be like up in arms about, because I feel like that this just keeps the game from being. If your point is to make money and to get people and to bring in new players to play the game, because that's how games kind of survive for long periods of time, I feel like that is the opposite of what you want to do, because at this point I feel like it's kind of impossible for new people to, as Peel said at one point, like right before we started, right when we did start, it's like, oh yeah, I forgot how bad the new player experience is in this game.
Okay, so I'm not going to forgive that. I won't. It is a terrible taste of what Destiny is. The whole New Light campaign sucks. The character that I introduced sucks. Because it's basically a retread of Destiny 1 Earth with this hunter who has no personality, unlike Zavala, unlike Ikora, unlike Cade, unlike literally anyone else.
So
in this
all
tower.
the Destiny vanilla characters.
Yep. It obviously was a last minute thoughts like, oh crap, we're getting rid of the Red War. Sure, Shahan, whatever. Yeah, great. His friends died. Okay, well, yeah, woohoo. Good for him. Slap him in the Cosmodrome. Reuse those old missions. We'll call it good there. Maybe they added in 1 or 2 things, but that's really it. The strike that we did at first, the one on Earth, that was a Destiny 1 strike that had been reintroduced to Destiny 2 around the same time. And even
I thought I recognized some of those areas. Like, I played this a long time ago.
Yeah. So content vaulting, the idea, we don't go to these planets enough in strikes and in open world and like some of those activities to justify it. It justifies the size that they take. Let's cut it out. Look right now at the Destiny 2 file size. Mine right now is almost at 90 gigabytes. Before the first content vault, it was up to 115. And then think about Warzone's file size. And then some things start to click about their thought process. What I think the better option would have been was to have the Red War, Curse of Osiris, and whatever the other one, Warmind. Basically, that Year 1 stuff, you can beat it, you can download it separately, but once you beat it, or once you beat it on a new character, so to speak, like I guess you could get two options if you have the content downloaded. You'll basically travel forward in time to the present day, which has those planets that you visited succumb to darkness. That was how they said. That's the lore reason why we can't go to Mars anymore, or that's why we can't go to Io anymore, because darkness. And they had like a whole event about it, so it's not like they obviously thought about this, but I don't think they thought hard enough about it, and that why don't we just make this a like DLC or something, like a separate download, so no one has to worry about content vaulting.
Right, because that's what they've started to do with Call of Duty and Warzone, because the file sizes have gotten so ridiculously large. Is that
and it's still ridiculously large because they're not taking away the thing that's killing the file size, the skins. Right,
which is weird. It's like, why are the skins the thing that are so stupidly big? But to help mitigate that, it's like, all right, it's like I played Destiny 2 for, I don't know, an hour and a half and was kind of overwhelmed by everything. It's like, I have no idea what's going on, but I've gotten reacquainted enough to where I feel fine. So then I stopped. I was like, okay, I'm done with Destiny 2 for tonight. I've got it reinstalled. I know everything's working, and I can do this for today. And then I queued up Warzone. Just because that's what I do. Yeah. So then when I fired it up, the first thing that popped up says, "Congratulations on beating the Modern Warfare campaign. Do you want to uninstall it and clear up some file space, because it's like 30 gigabytes almost or whatever?" And I went, "No, thank you. I would prefer to keep it installed, because I don't know."
There's nothing down here right now.
And just so that way whenever I may want to, I can go back and play it again. Like, when Modern Warfare 2 comes out later this year, I may go through it again.
Did you get anything for that, Luca?
No, I just get a button prop for requires dance party key.
Oh, not from the chest? That's weird. Yeah, no, that I don't remember how you got that. Yeah, there's a chest there. Did you get anything, Prentice, or?
No, I didn't. I got the same thing. Weird. Same message.
Yeah, so I'll take you down. You can actually see some of the fallen. They're still here, after we exiled and basically killed off one of the racist clan leaders, who went into the future and went like mentally insane because Vex lore is stupid to comprehend. I swear she was just trying to understand Destiny lore and then just died.
So I will say, while I did not take them up on their offer to remove the campaign files from my hard drive, because it's like, well, I don't know when I'm going to want to go back to this, and I'd rather have it than just constantly come back and be re-downloading it all. I still appreciate that it's there as an option for people, because it's like a good portion of the COD community never plays the campaign to begin with. So why would they even want those files on there? So just get rid of them. So why has Bungie not done that with Destiny? Instead, it's like, oh, okay, so just to reduce file size, you're just no longer going to be able to access this at all. So something that you paid money for 2 years ago, you're just never, even though it's still technically all the same game, you're just never ever going to be able to access any of this again, unless we decide to do like it's like, hey, for this month only, you're going to be able to go back and replay through this stuff, and new players will get to experience it again for this month or whatever.
My only, you're right. I do kind of wish that they did that for at least new players. Returning players, we probably wouldn't care. I would probably debate it. I'd probably keep it on.
Yeah, just have everything. Just have everything be it's like Red War. Yeah. That's the basic Destiny 2 that you download when you buy the game, and then there's all the other expansions packs. Just like, okay, I'm done with Curse of Osiris, so now I'm going to uninstall that, and then I just can't go back to Mars until
the whole content
or Mercury,
vaulting thing,
whatever it was.
Yeah, the whole content vaulting thing also. What we call sunsetting. They basically made some weapons stop gaining level, like light level, at a certain point, like 1100 or something. So they're completely unusable. That killed a lot of overly overpowered sweat weapons, like a submachine gun that was just broken for the longest time. Some hand cannons that everyone hated, except for those who actually got it, and then they hated anyone who used their hand cannon. So it got rid of that. But as a side effect, we also lost some raid weapons, which people have worked hard on. We lost some during that whole Shadowkeep era. 2 of the DLCs, or initially 3 of the DLCs or seasons, got their weapons content vaulted, and that includes my beloved patron of lost causes, which is a full auto scout rifle with explosive rounds. Moment of silence over. And
Press F to pay respect.
Respect, yes. Oh, also there is actually, if you guys want to, if you go into your weapon of your choosing, go over to the 3rd slot if it's a legendary. I'm sure it's on blues as well. There should be one that gives you, for like any of the semi-automatic ones, well, within reason, you can make them full auto. You don't have to press the trigger every time.
Oh, really?
Yes. This was something they had debated for a while. They gave it to us during the 30th anniversary DLC release, and they're even talking about making it an accessibility option, so that way you don't have to take up a mod slot.
Full auto retrofit. Well, look at that.
Yep. So like, there's a sidearm archetype that's 300 rounds per minute, and it's killer on it gives you carpal tunnel. So I always throw it on that, and on a few of the faster ones, if it's hard to keep that rhythm going of every single basically trigger press, I just put it to full auto.
Well, maybe that's what happened with that. It's like, this used to be a submachine gun, and now suddenly it's a semi-auto.
That doesn't make sense, because this was just recently. I mean, I guess it does to you. What doesn't make sense to me, originally, Destiny 2, the way it used to work, there was a kinetic slot, and then there was a special slot, and then there was a heavy slot. Kind of like now, but kinetic and special were all like your base submachine gun. Hang on, I've got it. If you look at the weapons, auto rifles, scout rifles, pulse rifles, hand cannons, submachine guns, sidearms, and not bows, because they didn't come out. So like shotguns, breech load grenade launchers, fusion rifles, sniper rifles, those all required heavy ammo. So instead of carrying a rocket launcher, you had to choose between a rocket launcher, a shotgun, a fusion rifle, which didn't do enough damage. So I'm not going to say this game's perfect. I hate it, but I love it so much. It's like a really bad girlfriend.
How'd you know what that's like?
Ooh! Shots fired.
Oh, there he goes. He's weapons. He just jumped off the tower. Bye. The burn was too much. The burn was too much. Hey, you can't say things like that and not expect some sort of. It's like you totally opened yourself up there.
I know. I know. But yeah, I can take us into Gambit just to get us to do something else.
Okay.
Instead of just dilly-dallying around.
And I actually liked Gambit, so.
I love Gambit too. Drifter is awesome. First off, so I'm biased.
Well, and see, that's another thing, is that he seems to be doing things by his own rules, and that's one of the things that has always confounded me about the Destiny lore, and why the one expansion or DLC or whatever that everyone hated was actually my favorite, because it actually seemed to do the most interesting things with the story, which was, okay, why can't Guardians try to look into their past of who they were before they died originally? Why is that
like
outlawed?
Warmind or something?
Yeah, in Warmind.
It's a weird I don't think it's well explained.
And Zavala was just like, no, we cannot do this for reasons that are not explained very well. I'm like, well, why not? And so anyone that is kind of going against the Vanguard, that's not an outright evil, obviously evil person. I'm like, okay, I'm interested in you as a character. Could we please elaborate on this? So the Gambit guy, whatever his name is.
His name is just Drifter. He is
Drifter,
a light. So he is a light user. He is one of the few that also use stasis, the other two being Elizabeth, No Time to Explain, Stranger, and Eris Morn, the lady with 3 eyes, because she spent like a few years in the Hellmouth. So of course she would know how to use stasis.
Yeah.
Of course she would be drawn to that.
So yeah, the Drifter I was immediately kind of enthralled by. It's like, ooh, what's your story?
He doesn't trust... Yeah, he doesn't... He's been around for at least since the Dark Age started, when the collapse happened, when that Golden Age, which still hasn't been properly explained, ended with the darkness coming in, and the Awoken showing up. He's been around since then, at least. He doesn't trust his ghost, but he keeps it around so that way he can't die as easily. As we saw in Forsaken, you can die as a Guardian. They just have to kill your ghost.
Because Nathan Fillion became too expensive.
Yeah. He's such a great voice actor, too. I love him in every role he plays. Granted, that's like 2 at least, but... ouch.
Well, it's... yeah, I mean, so that's just another one of my things about Destiny, is that the gameplay loop I actually like quite a bit. Not for competitive, because it's just, I don't know.
PvE is the worst.
Yeah, no,
it's fun doing Iron Banner and Trials of Osiris, which is like Siege, but with 3 people. Or it's like Elimination in COD. Or, no,
Search and
that's
Destroy.
not the right word. Yeah, but it's focused on you kill each other, and there's no objective. Except for a tiebreaker after a minute and a half. So it keeps it going. Everything's under 15 minutes, or 20 is the longest I've had a Trials match go.
So yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the PvE, but like the PvP, but the PvE, the players versus environment. You know what I'm saying? And this is actually a pretty good like compromise, because it can be annoying when people come in from the other side, but it's like that's just kind of like part of the. I feel like that's just kind of part of the challenge.
And you know what's even better? Invading and getting an entire team wipe.
Oh yeah, I've done that. I managed to do that a couple times. It is super satisfying.
Just go, woo! Yeah!
That's an entire team down. Yeah.
Yeah, he's so excited for what you did. It's like a father I never had. Keep going.
No, never mind. I didn't have anything to go on.
Okay.
So,
I'll get this guy.
I mean, yeah, the core gameplay of the PvE, of fighting all the monsters and running around and all that stuff. It's like that's fun. It's like getting your super and just running around as a flaming man with a giant hammer is really enjoyable. I really like that.
I'm gonna go bank.
But then but I find it hard to get invested. It's why I dipped out for I keep dipping out for 3 or 4 years at a time, because because I played Destiny Vanilla, and that was just
I remember, you poor soul, dude.
Yeah, because that's one of the 2. It's one of the 2 video games. One of the only 2 video games I ever regret purchasing at all.
It was such a rough go. I really think the only reason I stuck in and you didn't, age difference.
And you had nothing else better to do because you were younger.
That's not true. I could have played Ratchet and Clank.
But so I played Destiny Vanilla, dipped out of that, then Destiny 2 was announced. I'm like, whatever, because I didn't really care for it. Because the thing with Destiny 1 is that Taken King came out and everyone's like, oh, it's good now. It's finally good now. But it was like a year and a half later. Yeah. And then it's like, I think
it was like a year. Oh crap. Please, 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 please. Oh, no, 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 no. Go in. Okay. Oh. Okay, Oh, he got me, he got me. Punch him, punch him. Oh, he's got hyper armor or something. Okay. I'm gonna go invade.
But
can you guys take care of the...
Well, I'm dead. Oh, you got me. Okay. But
I was gonna say, then take care of the blockers.
But then it became free with PlayStation Plus, and I was like, well, I mean, it's free. So then I played through, but it's like, oh wait, hold on, this Red War story, this isn't an actual campaign instead of whatever poor excuse for a story that they had in the original. So I actually quite liked that. So I quite liked that, and then and then Forsaken was like right around the corner, if not No, I think it was like right around the corner because it was like the next month, and so they were hoping that with PlayStation Plus they were going to be like the gateway drug, and then it worked for me because then I bought the $60 Forsaken bundle thing that came with Forsaken and the other prior DLCs, and it's like, okay, this
What'd you think of Forsaken? I don't remember what you.
I enjoyed it. I liked it. It's I didn't like that it killed off Cade 6 because he was a fun character, but I kind of understood why they did it because I was like, well, Nathan Fillion's kind of expensive. That's another thing. I don't think it was necessarily that he was getting expensive. I think it's because of the schedule more. Is that he didn't have? Is that he was doing other projects, so he didn't have time to come in and that's one of the things. Like, okay, maybe. Despite having and that's one of my things about this game is that I feel like it's just kind of always constantly been mismanaged, and that's partly on Bungie. I think it's partly on Activision. It's like there's just always been problems with this franchise from the beginning, even when they managed to do something right. Because
I will say that they did eventually fix it, but it took forever. It took leaving Activision. That is not an easy thing to do.
Right? Yeah. It's like why? I don't think it was. I mean, obviously, having we want Destiny 1 to last 2 years, and then we want you to come out with Destiny 2, and then that'll last 2 years, and then we want Destiny 3, and then they ended up breaking away before that could happen. I feel like though that it's always been obviously it coming out when it did, and the fact that they had to rewrite basically the entire story at the last minute, and that's why it was just a bunch of nonsense. And I don't even have time to explain why I don't have time to explain and why we ended up getting that. It's obviously that was more on Activision because they wanted the game out. But there's certain, like the first couple DLCs not being great because they had to work under the time constraints. So a lot of that is on Activision and not necessarily Bungie. But even then, I don't know. I feel like. Oh, how am I frozen? What? What's...
Stasis, I got him.
That's new.
Yeah, that's the new subclass. It's called Stasis. It's ice.
Okay. Why not call it ice then? But anyway,
because Stasis sounds cooler.
Because
let me go fix.
Space
Let me go.
Ice.
Yes, because it's space.
Spice.
So anyway, yeah, I just.
Oh, someone got me.
I don't know. Eventually. I feel like some of they can, like, even when they left Activision, they have some of these similar problems. Now they're having problems retaining their voice actors and stuff like that because they just don't have the time to constantly be in the booth re-recording dialogue and stuff. It's like it's eventually Bungie has to take responsibility for some of these issues. I feel like I feel like
they have in some regards, not everything. All right. I'm gonna go slow them down. Go bank whoever has moats.
I have none.
I have one.
I don't think we're gonna be able to do this. Let's see. Let's hope.
Allies headed to the other side. You're not out of this yet.
Nope.
Kill that primeval. Round's done. Opposing team
Sorry.
defeated their primeval.
Yeah, so you have to watch that health bar. You'll get you spawn something on the other side every 5, 10, or 15. 5 gets you a goblin, which will protect one of the bigger ones. 10 gets you a legionary, I believe what they're called. They basically bounce people back with their big shield, and then you have a knight, which takes the most which has the highest, not hit reg, hit points, I guess.
But so anyway, getting back to my point, I feel like a lot of these issues could have been like alleviated if, like right after Destiny Vanilla came out, if they really sat down and they're like, okay, we need to get the story ironed out like immediately and make sure the lore is rewritten and better and not just locked behind the website on the Grimoire cards or whatever.
Yep.
It's like we won't necessarily be able to implement it into the DLC, but we need to make sure that it's at least accessible in the game. We need to make sure
the Grimoire cards were added in like as a thing. It was I think it was always you could something get access in the game, but it was easier to view on a web page. What's this? Oh, Mom's a Triumph T-shirt code. They changed the Grimoire system to the lore tab on weapons.
I did see that. Yeah, I noticed that.
And
That's welcome.
You just have to know the weapon exists, or more accurately, your guardian has to know that the weapon exists. And then, like, I could go into. I don't have this auto rifle called Ghost Primus because it was a part of the Leviathan raid. I never got it, but I can see what the entry was. It was about Gaul's. It was a part of Dominus Gaul's exile from the Cabal Empire, which, by the way, his daughter, I'm pretty sure, has something going on with Zavala. She was a major player in one of these last two DLCs or seasons, I mean. And it basically introduced a wider audience to Cabal culture, maybe even for the first time. And, what did they add? They added in a bow that explodes people. They added in... Oh yeah, that little floaty animation that guy was doing back there, that's a reference to Halo 1 and 2's old, I got exploded and I'm dying animation. So instead of because they didn't have ragdolls, it's just this arms flailing thing, and they made it a little. I love the Easter eggs in this game. I also hate this game. But
at a certain point, I feel like you can kind of forgive them up to a it's like, okay, yeah, we get it, Activision and your schedule, you couldn't necessarily do all this, but I mean, it's like once Destiny 2 was around, because it really seems like after that they kind of should have been in a better place, at least with the storytelling, because it's like maybe not gameplay and just like, you gotta balance stuff, but it seems like from what I remember is that it's like Forsaken was the Taken King of Destiny 2, where it's like, oh, hey, now it's good. Now the game's good, yeah. And it's like, no one really particularly cared for the DLCs, Warmind and Curse of Osiris and stuff, even though Warmind was my favorite, because again,
the stories, I guess, were at that time just that felt like non-consequential. The Phantom Menace syndrome, if you will. I kind of stuck in there because Destiny fan, and I know this is leading somewhere. Curse of Osiris led to Osiris being unexiled and Saint 14 coming back. He was dead in our timeline, but he managed to escape in a different timeline. Because time-traveling robots, sure, why not? Oh. Okay.
What the heck?
I'm out of here. I'm gonna go bank.
There, you can't bank. There's a shadow creature here.
Yep.
Okay, you can bank again. I got him.
Thank you.
But yeah, I feel like that yeah, it's like what, it's like even though that was my favorite because it had like a hint of a more interesting facet of the story, I was still it's like, okay, I feel like you guys are focusing on the wrong parts of the story here, and it's like the storytelling's too slow. So I totally understand That like at that point, you know, they should have maybe been more on the ball. It's like why did it take them? Why did it? Why did it take them so long to tell an interesting story? It's like, oh well, we didn't have enough time. I mean, did they just feel like that in the time allotted for Warmind?
I don't know. I feel like
Warmind.
I feel like
they
their
didn't have
story
enough time
team wanted to. I really don't know. Part of me feels like, the story team just kind of wanted to take the story at its own pace. But then I look at Halo, and I'm sure the players have changed. Also, there was a rogue, very angry robot heading towards your location, Loka. And if you see a little circle above an enemy's head, that means you can finish them. Press R3.
Oh, that's new.
Yeah, that was added in Shadowkeep. And there's a helmet that basically makes it the glory kill system from Doom 2016. I think it's only exclusive to hunters, and it looks absolutely stupid, but it made you go invisible as well. It was amazing. Okay, I'm gonna go find this fool.
Oh, he's over. He's over by me.
Okay,
he's heading your way. He's heading your way.
I see him.
Enemy invader down. You can relax. High-value targets making a break for it. Cut them off.
Die. There we go. Go on me. There's a bunch of motes that dropped.
Yeah, I got it. I got some.
Okay, good. Yeah, I do wish Bungie would hurry up and come back to this mode, maybe. Because the way it stands, I've heard some really good suggestions on how to revamp this mode, because they did, but it required getting gear. I think they need to do a full-on,
Watch your back. Invader incoming.
like, so, one idea someone suggested, what if invading actually cost you motes if you die? But added
Well,
motes...
doesn't it? Because
only if you carry motes with you whenever you go in. Nice! Only if you go in with motes carried. That is the only time you will lose motes. And people, you can just get steamrolled. I've done it to people, I've had it done to myself. It isn't fun. So why not level out the playing field a bit? Add in a few more maps. They did remove one or two just because they weren't particularly great maps. And the ones we got now, this one is ironically on Mars, which is Lost to Darkness, quote unquote. Okay.
So I don't know.
Sorry,
I just kind of find it hard to stick with this because they have such a hard time telling their story.
You see such a great story, but you're frustrated that it's a very glacial pace, and you feel like it could be better. And I'm not saying you're wrong. That's how you're.
Well, see, and that's the thing. I don't even think I can call it a great story because it's like there's elements of what could be a great story, and there's a lot of interesting ideas, but I just don't know because like I enjoyed the Red War story. I enjoyed the DLCs for what they were.
Bank it, hurry. Okay, good.
And Forsaken was good, but it seems like even in those that they're like focusing on the wrong things of what makes the world. And here's the thing, the Forsaken probably shouldn't even exist. As fun as that is, it probably shouldn't even exist because they just kind of they dilly-dallied around and squandered their talent to where they lost Nathan Fillion, and they're like, well, instead of and here's the thing, Nolan North did a pretty good job capturing his mannerisms for voicing him in because Nathan Fillion did not return to voice Cade's final performance. It was Nolan North taking over for, which was really ironic because in the same month there was that Uncharted live-action short film that was released with Nathan Fillion starring as Nathan Drake. So they flip-flopped roles suddenly.
That's funny.
Yeah, but he did a pretty good job taking over. So it's like, why did you have to kill him off? You could have just continued on. It's like if you needed some extra lines, then have Nolan do it, and then just wait until you can get Nathan Fillion back. It's like, why did you feel like
put
you
him off
needed
to the side for a few?
Well, yeah. Just
I feel like
wait.
you could have killed off someone else. Osiris, we think, is the one who's going to die because there was a gun that was re-added called Spoiler Alert, and the caption underneath it said "Someone will die," and that was added in the same DLC right before Forsaken came out. So it's basically Bungie admitting we're gonna kill someone off. We think it's Osiris, but we also think it could be either because it's weird. It's like Osiris is stuck inside Savathun's crystallized body because she wants her worm exorcised, which makes her like a dark goddess of evil and trickery. Hey, Bungie, Destiny lore gets weird.
And I'd appreciate, I'd appreciate if they they worked on telling. It's like, because again, their storytelling is good, but I just don't know if they're really focusing on the best possible bits of it.
Yeah, the only reason we know half the stuff we know is the Grimoire cards and the Lord tabs on guns.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's been its problem since like day one. It's like, why is that still an issue today?
I kind of wish they did add in a new book feature where you do certain things and a story slowly gets told to you. Like there's one on here's what happened with Crow. Here's what happened. We couldn't focus on Crow, so we brought in Crow's side of the story as he saw who were his friends, essentially, the Elixni, face these horrible hate crimes against the citizens of the last city. Who dat? Let me find what the whole lore thing is. I will say Destiny did get me back into reading so and so because I read the Books of Sorrow, which was about Oryx, the Taken King, and his two sisters, Savathun and Xivu Arath.
So all of this, you know, kind of what I was getting around to with my point here is...
Oh, sorry.
Is like, okay, they've got some interesting lore, but they haven't, as of yet, really done the best job of presenting it in the best way. And now they want to make movies or a TV show out of it. It's like, I'm not sure I completely trust their abilities to do that in an effective manner.
It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. It really will. I'm going to take us back in for strikes. Sorry. It'll be interesting to see how they work that out. And how they want to do it, more importantly. Do they want to go for the... Oh, here's a question I don't think anyone's asking. Will Sony get a say in whether or not it's going to be a movie or a TV series?
I don't know if Sony necessarily has a say. I think that's Bungie's decision, and then Sony is just going to help make it a reality.
Yeah.
I think they may have suggestions to go, well, if you want to move in this direction, we can do this. If you want to move in that direction, then we can do this instead.
It's kind of interesting. I mean, I forgot what article I read, but whoever wrote it was saying something like, Sony wanting to be the next Marvel, which I don't think is necessarily true, and it's just speculation on their part. It got me thinking, what if this... Because we know the Uncharted movie's coming out.
Yep, it's like 2 weeks away.
I think that started because of the Ratchet & Clank movie happening, and now we have this new one.
No, that's false.
I know.
No, the Uncharted movie has been in development since 2009.
Holy crap!
Yeah, no, it's been over a decade they've been trying to get this movie out. When the movie was first in there were two different there's been I don't know how many directors attached to the movie, And there's been so many different iterations of it that in 2009 and in I think 2011 there were 2 different directors attached to it, but both of them said that Mark Wahlberg is going to be playing Nathan Drake. And this movie has been in development for so long that Mark Wahlberg has gone from playing Nathan Drake to playing Sully.
Holy crap. I gotta learn about the history behind this movie. I know the Ratchet and Clank movie was started back in, at least the idea was tossed around back in 2007.
Yeah, but that wasn't, I don't think, a serious consideration at that point, where the Uncharted movie has actually been in active development in one form or another for over a decade.
Since Uncharted 2.
Yes.
Maybe even before.
I think it was the success of Uncharted 2 that really launched the idea of, all right, we're making a movie.
Uncharted 2, the price cuts, and the Kevin Butler commercials is what brought the PS3 out from the dead. It absolutely saved it.
So yeah, no, but you know them them going, oh, you know what's a good idea? Let's make a Ratchet and Clank movie and go from there. They had been working on other projects prior to that, but I do find it funny that Ratchet and Clank was the first one really to get off the ground. And
then Sly Cooper's alleged finished TV series or whatever.
Yeah, that has like 65 finished episodes.
That was either going to solve the plot hole or that cliffhanger from Sly 4, which I don't know which one do you believe at this point? That there was a DLC coming out, or that it was going to be the movie the TV series movie, whatever, that was going to finish that plot hole?
Neither of them were going to finish up that plot hole. It was going to be like the Ratchet movie, where it's totally its own thing in its own universe, using the games as inspiration for the story. As far as we know, from the information that's available to us, that's what we have.
Okay, gotcha. Also, if you guys have a legendary, like a basically not exotic, not yellow, it has to be purple, not yellow rocket launcher, and you see something called, what was it? It's either Pack Hunter. I think it's Pack Hunter. That means you have my Galahorn, my rocket launcher's little cluster grenades. Alright, so I'll just jump across. Nice. It's sometimes better to close in on them, honestly. These guys do such piddly damage.
So I'm definitely interested to see how Uncharted turns out.
Although I think optimistic.
I think the real indicator, because of it's like anything that has that long of a development where it's been existed in one form or another, usually does not turn out very well. I mean, there's a couple of random occasions where it's like, okay, actually this did turn out better.
Which ones are you thinking of?
I mean, I think Mad Max Fury Road took like 15 years to come out, and it became an all-time classic like immediately. But that, granted though, that took 15 years to get made, but that's because it took 15 years to get made because of the intricacies of the production of that. They storyboarded the entire 2.5-hour movie from like frame by frame, so it's like they probably did too much work in pre-production, honestly.
I gotta take a look at this now.
Yeah, so they probably honestly did too much work. So that really doesn't even count. But I don't know. It seems like well, no, that doesn't even count. But so, regardless, my point stands is that something that takes this long to make usually doesn't turn out very well because it's existed in so many different forms with so many different clashing creative visions. Even something that didn't take as long to make but still has so many different clashing creative visions still turns out to be a mess. Like
also, there's a little load down there. Don't be afraid if you get stuck there. That happens. I don't know why it's like that. I don't know why that happens. It's there. It's been there since day one. But no one's bothered to patch it. No one's bothered to complain about it enough to have them patch it. It'll be down here.
Yeah, Failsafe! So, Failsafe's talking to us. I love Failsafe. Yeah. See, that was like one of the great characters from the Red War. I was like, oh, I love this character. She's so fun.
What's funny? in the lore, no one talks. The only time we see Felsafe in game is during the Halloween event when we go give her candy. Or no, it was the Christmas event dawning, and we go give her like cookies or something. According to the lore, because she basically saw everyone on her ship basically absolutely get murdered by some robots. Go run. There you go. Good, Kargan. I guess the lore is the Guardians just go play chess with her every now and then. That's literally it. They go play chess with the supercomputer, which kind of looks like a Mass Effect drive, which in turn looks... Okay, you're going to take it all the way over there. I'll cover you. See that diamond all the way over there?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. Just making sure. If I'm over explaining things, I apologize. I'm trying not to be Oscar Mike Lady. I just don't know how much of this stuff has been ingrained in my head to where it's just common sense to me, but it's different to you guys.
Oh, Loka got crushed by one of the cubes.
The octagon. The claw.
Oh, I just blew myself up.
Not you two.
That I blew myself up with a rocket launcher.
Okay, I will say there is one thing I am kind of excited about, and this is such a I know this isn't going to happen, but I would love it to. Insomniac basically, or at least their Twitter account, acknowledged that the thing happened, that the buyout happened. And I would love to see Ratchet weaponry, at the very least, make it into the game.
See, I think that's the best route for PlayStation exclusive content to get put into the game, where it's based on the IP.
Yeah. It shouldn't be something that's like that's so Destiny, like, oh, this feels like Hawkmoon. That's a Destiny weapon. It was not locked to, like, I don't know, resistance. It's a pretty generic weapon, all things considered.
No.
It looks cool. It is cool, but it is far from an original weapon. Oh, I can get you guys. And I'll take you guys by Zur later if you want. You can get Telesto and whatever the exotic armor is this week. And they also have a really good rocket launcher that's good for Crucible and stuff. There you go. Oh. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Stop.
Well, speaking of things that come out in 2 weeks,
Horizon, right?
Horizon Forbidden West also comes out in 2 weeks.
You guys excited for that?
I am.
I'm
yes.
not excited, but I'm glad you guys are.
Yeah, I fired up Horizon Zero Dawn again for the first time.
Or you just kind of?
No, actually, I did this purposefully, and it's finally yes, the time has come. Where remember they've released that expansion, the Frozen Wilds.
Oh yeah, you didn't play that until Horizon 2 came out, right? Was that what you're gonna do?
Yeah, I was like, because they announced that, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But I've already uninstalled the game from my system. So I don't really care about that. But like, oh, you know what? They're probably going to make a sequel to this game. I'll just play it before the sequel comes out. And so the other night, I'm like, okay, I kind of want something different to play. That's not a shooter and is single player. Don't have to deal with people. And I'm like, oh yeah, Horizon 2's coming up pretty soon. I should probably play Horizon 1. I'm like, well, but I don't know if I want to jump back in, just do all the in-game quest stuff. I'm like, oh wait, hold on, Frozen Wilds is a thing. How much is that? Oh, it's only $10. Sweet. All right, I'm going to buy that. So I've been going through the Frozen Wilds, and it took me about 5 minutes, but it was pretty easy to just get right back into the swing of things. I'm playing Horizon, and I'm having a grand old time. That's such a great game.
Ow.
What were his last words? Jump. We. Ah!
Loco with the say. You have to kind of jump towards the end. I made the mistake.
In with the epic clutch. Oh wait, I guess I.
Hang on, I'll join you down there.
Oh.
Well, I mean,
what the heck?
I landed on the edge. I landed on the edge, and then it just like pushed me off.
No, it's because you had fall damage, and sometimes because of physics, you basically rocketed yourself backwards. I hit one of these slopes on the side because it is not a flat surface. And I was also looking backwards, so I'll blame that on my swag being too cool for this game.
Yeah, no, I hit this edge, and then I just flew backwards. I'm like, okay, that's not how physics work. But so yeah, I am definitely excited for Forbidden West.
I'm excited for Gran Turismo 7 because we had that whole direct all about it.
Oh yeah, totally forgot about that.
State of play. What the crap? Why'd you die? Did you touch the Vex milk?
I hadn't even come down. I was still falling, and the game just killed me. No, I didn't hit anything.
Were you in that milk waterfall?
No, I don't think so.
No. Huh.
I'm so confused.
Let's keep on ahead. He'll come in after us. He'll like literally he'll
teleport in.
Yeah.
Alright, let's try that again. No, it happened again.
What the heck?
I'm just falling.
I guess it's just racist against Swedes.
It doesn't like me falling. It's just like, nope.
Hang on, I'll get you eventually. Give me a second. Oh, this is tricky. I love the stupid dances in this game. It's so dumb. So they added this this season, I think, and it went for Bright Dust, an in-game currency that you don't have to buy. And everyone as a community collectively said, yeah, let's do this. And so for the first few days that was basically made free, and super cheap too, if I remember correctly, there were just lobbies of the tower with people just dancing.
Destiny fans are weird.
I know we are. But honestly, it's our weirdness that I love over stupid jokes. Who's the best waifu in Destiny 2? And no, it can't be Shaxx. So stand on one of the 3 circles.
Yeah, I am on one.
Okay. I don't remember if it goes by faster if you're all on the same one or not. I always split it up into 3s whenever I do this with friends.
Oh, there's the third one.
Yeah, it's in the middle. You'll just get rushed by gladiators.
Yeah, I'm encountering that right now.
Rush B, rush B.
Hammer time.
Actually, you're great for ad clearing. The tiny people, sorry. You're great for killing the small things.
Well, then you better stay out of my way.
Okay, I'm 6 foot. What are you at? What are you at? 5'11", 6 foot. And goodbye.
A massive buildup of energy indicates several Cabal transports are inbound to your position.
Location secured, Commander Zavala.
Oh, speaking of Commander Zavala, as the ghost just said.
Ooh, yeah. I was actually thinking about that earlier.
I had forgotten about this, but I fired up the Frozen Wilds, and then a character starts speaking in my ear. I'm like, oh yeah, Lance Riddick's in this game. Forgot about that.
Huh. Who was he? Who does he play?
He's Silence.
Okay.
Who?
Well done.
Who definitely has probably less than altruistic intentions. So it's interesting that here he's like one of the heroiest heroes to ever hero in the universe, but then in like everything else I've seen him in, he's pretty much always a bad guy.
Yep, DuckTales.
DuckTales, and then Horizon.
I want to take you by something. What's a fun little... I wish I could take you on... you can see the villain for next season.
Oh yeah,
Butterfly.
I noticed this new landing zone on this new tower
this
area
is
on the map I hadn't visited yet.
Yeah, this is called the Helm, the Heckin' Elementary.
You don't know what it means,
Mansion.
do you?
No, I don't. It's probably something cooler than that. But it houses some House Light Fallen, Crow, the new Guardian, and Blue Waifu, Marasov of the Awoken. And also Savathun as of now. That will change very soon. In
So last
2 weeks.
last I checked, we put a bullet in Oldrinsov's head. So what happened?
Okay, so at the end of that expansion, there was a little end cutscene that showed basically this ghost named Glimmer had gone and chosen Aldrinsov as his guardian. I don't think he had any idea of what happened with Cade, which is weird. But considering our ghost found us just in a car, I guess that's not out of the question. But you had killed him, yes. But there's some lore piece that makes it to where he will now be the new Hunter Vanguard. Basically, he's replacing Cade.
That's so stupid.
I know. But what's interesting is he's a completely different person now.
I know that.
Yeah.
I know that's how it works. But I mean, you just go. But in your previous life, you killed Nathan Fillion. We do not.
It'll be
you killed Nolan North
because-
playing Nathan Fillion, but we do not abide this.
It'll be interesting to see what... I believe he already knows of his past. Or was about to, but was stopped. It's one of those two. Some sort of interference had happened. But if you want to come with me, I can show you Savathun if you wish. If not, Crow's back there.
I don't know where you are.
Sorry, I'm right here. I'm at the stairs behind you.
Oh.
Or right. Yeah, sorry. This is Crow. He doesn't have anything right now. He's called Crow because he looks like a pigeon. Or a dove. Or any other white bird you can think of. I didn't mean for that to rhyme, I'm sorry. And then Savathun is over here.
Oh, more
Past the
stairs.
Yeah, more stairs. Yeah, there's like 3 sections of this, technically. Past the trippy portal of trippiness. She's in there. So that's her. She's purple now.
Okay.
This is because Marasov entrapped her in a crystal, and she needs all of her little Padme's handmaidens to complete a ritual that will exorcise her worms, and so she can use light and kill everyone. But they don't know that. We know that, but they don't. We do, but they don't.
So we as the audience, or we as
Knew
the
that.
characters?
We as the audience know that she's up to no good.
Okay. But the characters don't.
Oh no. No,
Okay.
they're completely oblivious.
Okay.
Some are hesitant. A fun fact, I don't think Erismorn was ever mentioned, because if she found out what we were doing, she would try to kill her herself. She knows not to mess with hive magic. And not to trust them, more importantly. But yeah, it's honestly, it's been a really this this story has definitely felt like, okay, I'm ready for the new season to come up. The season of the Splicer, the one before it, and then season of the Chosen, the one with the Cabal, were super good stories. I wasn't there for most of season of the Cabal. I joined back in for Splicer, and that was easily my favorite one. You got like a big servitor and everything. I don't think there are any baby Elixni here, but so you know what I said about whenever we first saw Baby Yoda? I was like, oh dude, this is totally just a marketing thing that the PR department came up with and said, hey, use this as a character. Even though that probably isn't true. That's basically what Baby Elixni are, because that season they dropped a $30 plush of these Baby Elixni.
Oh no.
What's worse is I want one. They're so cute! And then someone made a little joke. There's a new exotic weapon that shoots, like, hive chunks at people, and someone basically just plastered an Elixni baby over the hive chunk. So it's a baby launcher.
Interesting.
I'm cursed.
Well, speaking of the child of Grogu, I mean, did we mention that we wanted to get into some of the Star Wars goings on?
Dude, I can't believe not Mark Hamill is back into the series, and in the live action for the first time. Actually, I don't think I've ever. Okay, there's nothing down here as of now. Do we want to talk about the character, the blue guy?
Huh? What?
Do we want to talk about the guy who killed Danny Cordray? Or should we keep that secret?
No, I mean, my review's up on the channel, so we can talk about it.
Okay. Cad Bane's back. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Yeah, see, this is one of these things where you go, yeah, I don't watch The Mandalorian or The Book of Boba Fett, or Bad Batch I tuned out on, haven't gotten through Rebels, and it's like, I really question why you're like this when all of this is stuff you would enjoy.
I know. I think part of it just has to do with sensory overload for myself, and I just need to throttle back. Or else I will mentally feel weird and just, ugh. I mean, that's why I don't finish most anime that I watch.
Okay, I was not aware of the fact that you didn't finish most anime that you watch. That's funny.
I don't finish a lot of things.
Yeah,
I didn't.
That explains a lot.
That changes a lot for us. Where okay, now things make more sense.
Yeah.
Actually, what if you don't mind me asking, what necessarily?
What do you mean?
What changed? I guess.
Well, I mean, we keep saying, finish Rebels. It's good. You would enjoy it. Why haven't you been watching The Mandalorian season 2? Watch it. It's good and all this stuff, and you're like, I'll get to it, and then you never do. It's like, and now that you say, now it's like, I'm too busy watching anime, and now you go, well, I don't even finish most anime that I watch. And it's like, okay, so you just don't finish things. Got it. So we shouldn't hold our breath about you watching any of these other things.
USA. Although I will say I've gotten better at that. I am about halfway through Fallen Order after picking it up again.
Oh.
Oh.
I didn't realize you weren't finished with that, but...
Oh no, I gave up because I sucked at it.
Oh. I mean, that makes sense.
But I picked it back up again, and it, like, for some reason, it finally clicked. Like, the combat finally clicked, and it's so much fun. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm just on a Metroidvania crunch right now. I'm playing Dread. I beat Symphony of the Night for the 41st time, and I started up... I
think it is.
It is.
Yeah, this is the one I saw earlier that I was just like, no. Yeah, no, I'm with you. Let's go.
Nope. Nope.
These doors don't open. We're trapped. These doors don't open. We're trapped.
Oh no.
So.
Oh no. And now it's like a horror movie.
It is. Don't blink. He'll just get closer.
Those are the Weeping Angels.
But
right, or is that or is that different? That was that was an SCP, right?
No, that was the Weeping Angels were correct.
Okay. I know someone made it into an SCP. I'm sorry. I hear Loka dying, and then you were off in a car.
I'm having severe PTSD.
Yeah. This is
Let's
worse
see,
than
we
the
can-
pink anime truck.
You're in my domain. You're in my domain now. We can visit Europa. I was gonna make an ice pun, but I don't think I have a good one.
Well, I probably need to be calling it quits because I'm going to need to go
Okay.
work here in like an hour. So
That's
we've
fine.
To sleep.
We've talked.
yeah.
I've been up for almost 24 hours.
Oh shoot!
Go
Yeah.
to
What?
sleep.
Yeah.
And somehow I'm not. No! Get away from me! Get away! Let me out! Let me out!
Loka, open it. Just hit. You know. You, return to orbit. Return to orbit. Return to orbit.
Where is
Just
it?
leave
Where
the
is
fire
it?
team.
Where's the button? Where's the button?
You have to hold it. This is live service in the modern era.
Ah! My eyes!
Oh, come on, it's Swedish. Like the meatballs and the IKEA, because that's all Sweden is to me.
But
Oh,
meatballs and IKEA at least add some value to the world. That doesn't.
Yeah.
It's called the Hub. Okay, HELM stands for the Hub of Emergency Logistics Missions.
Yeah. I heard Zavala when he introduced it. So I.
Oh,
but you were
you guys had
talking.
the clip. I forgot. You guys had the.
Yeah, 'cause we hadn't been there
I didn't
before.
realize you guys had cutscenes. I forgot. They're in-engine cutscenes that'll play.
Yeah.
Or
So.
witness.
So anyway, yeah, I think that'll be it for this
Yep.
installment. We kind of discussed everything we needed to. Now, I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll jump back in here sometime soon and do like a more concentrated, a more deliberate. Actually, let's do a raid or something with another group or something. Maybe we'll do that, but
We definitely have to do a little bit of preparation beforehand. We just need to get your light level up to the minimum threshold so you can actually enter the thing.
Yeah, and kinda
That's-
get, just
that-
back on track in general.
Yeah.
Because right
Yeah.
now it's just been, okay, I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
Really.
I'm
because
sure.
like I
Loki
said,
doesn't
not
know.
lost
being randomly thrown into a game mode with a cosmic horse was very concerning and confusing. So
Yeah, no, that was. I'm gonna blame that one on Bungie. They didn't really think that one through. But
new player who hasn't been playing in 3 years. Cosmic horse, let's go. So
Horsey.
Okay, quick question, since
Yes.
apparently Forsaken is free to play until it's vaulted.
Yeah,
Is it
That's
worth
the-
playing?
I would say
it's
so.
a good story. It introduces some new characters and some different concepts. Like I don't remember how much of the
Think
director
it so
you get.
at some point during the story, Loka, I'll put it like this. They open a new facet to the Destiny universe, which they hadn't really explored. At least I was unaware of up until that point, where they kind of go full Return of the Jedi, and they introduce the crime, the Jabba the Hutt, and the crime angle. And it's like, okay, this is interesting. I'm eager to learn more about this. And it's just one of those things that helps the world feel more lived in that they hadn't really done. So there's a lot of like cool little things in there that they did that I was appreciative of, and the map is cool. So, but
Yeah. And if you guys want to dig in, if you just want a brief story synopsis, go up to the timeline section.
yeah, I've already
And
gone
then-
through that.
If you really want to get a more condensed and less memey version of it, which has me like stammering off all these little plot points.
So
It
for you,
does this over-
Loka, though, I definitely recommend going through it, especially since it's free. So it's like, I mean, why
You
would
got
you not?
17 days left.
Yeah,
You got plenty of time.
yeah. So yeah, just go do it. I think it'll be worth your time.
It's like 3 to 4 hours max, maybe a little more. It isn't long,
I could use something a little more linear before.
and I'd
Horizon
happily
comes.
go in with you to help you blaze through it, and help you make sense of some of that stuff if need be. Because I play this too much.
Yeah. So yeah, that'll be
don't
it
say.
for this installment. We will be back sometime. Honestly, I didn't think we'd be back so soon. I thought we'd be taking another little break after we did
we
did Warzone, but well, here we are. So I mean, who knows? Maybe in response to Sony's response, Microsoft is going to buy Capcom or something before Sony can.
Microsoft buys Ubisoft.
I mean, who knows? Like I said, them buying Activision just meant that anything is possible because they bought the largest games publisher in the world. So what?
Yeah,
so I mean,
no one is safe.
Yeah, so no one is safe.
I hope what I want to happen, and this isn't going to happen, but what I want to happen is for Sony to go, oh crap, the FTC is actually taking some action. We need to stop real quick. Put these on hold, let the FTC do its thing, and hopefully find a way to peg Microsoft down for trying to make another monopoly on the games industry, for buying out a publisher instead of buying their IPs. Like, if it had been the COD IP, I would have been okay.
Yeah, no, I still would have had some of the same. Well, this is potentially concerning because it's still the highest selling game of the year, and for every copy sold on a PlayStation, it still would have been concerning. But it would have been, well, but they only got the one. That's the thing, though. Yeah. That's kind of wishful thinking on our part, because there's no way Activision would just sell Call of Duty without just selling the entire company. Now, I think they would have offloaded, say, Crash and Spyro and like Guitar Hero or Tony Hawk. They would have given up all of those, probably,
because they're dead. They're dead weight. Yeah, if I'm being real, they're dead weight.
No, they are.
They do not bring in any money.
Which is another reason why I think it's hysterical that people are like, "Oh, Raven's gonna finally stop working on Call of Duty and they're gonna make their own game." And oh, Vicarious Visions is gonna make another another Spyro game. They both start with an S, so or something like that. It's like, yeah, no, Raven is forever locked onto Call of Duty at this point. So it's like,
which is sad,
but there is still probably more of an option for those games to actually get some sort of something in the future with other developers that Microsoft owns. Like, who knows? Maybe one of the Bethesda studios will make a Spyro or a Crash or something at some point eventually.
I hate to be that guy, but no, that just doesn't line up with how how Bethesda works.
No, I agree. I agree with that, but I think that's more of an option on the table than Sledgehammer no longer working on Call of Duty and going, all right, we're going to make the next Crash Bandicoot. It's like, so it's really, really weird place right now. So unless there's like a whole another acquisition, next week, who knows when we'll be back? But we'll get something together and we'll be
Nintendo buys Sega.
Well, see, I'm actually more concerned about Microsoft buying Nintendo.
Ooh, yeah, it doesn't seem like they're going to give in. It really doesn't seem like they're going to give in.
Well, I mean, when you're just throwing around $68 billion, I think Nintendo would be worth more than that, actually. In all honesty, I think because they own all their IP. But anyway, we're going on. We need to stop. So that'll be it for this installment of our game nights. We'll be back sometime soon with another one. Who knows what we'll be playing? We'll figure out. But I am Prince 1215, and I have been joined by Coca-Cola.
I'm too horrified and tired.
And then we've also been joined by Daxter Corp.
This has been fun. I hope we get to do this again, even though I know we won't.
Well, I mean, never say never. I mean, I did. So, especially
the fact that we're even here.
Fair.
Yeah. So,
the fact that it's installed.
Yeah.
On both mine and Prentice's PS4 again.
Yeah.
Did not see that coming.
Nope. So, and of course, Pilacar was also here as well, but he had to leave earlier, but we enjoyed having him on. So that'll be it for now. We will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.